as the Jets go out there and have their first preseason game of the year. The Giants tomorrow, 1 o'clock, against the Vikings. And it just feels amazing to have football back. It didn't make a difference who won, who lost. It didn't make a difference. If Geno Smith didn't get the start, didn't play at all. It didn't make a difference who was quarterback. It didn't make a difference really of anything. Just football being back is the most important thing, because these preseason games are going to fly by. And before we know it, we're going to have the kickoff to the season, and we're going to be in full NFL swing mode. And this is the best time. This is the best time to be a fan of football, because everything is at your fingertips. Like right now, we saw a non-Geno Smith game, but Garrett Wilson go out there and make a couple crazy catches, and you're just going, oh my God, he really is that good. He's going to take different strides this season. And if he stays healthy, he's definitely going to have another 1,000-yard season, receptions yards on the season. And if Geno could find him deep, you're talking about a guy who's going to be able to just rack up yards, rack up touchdowns, and maybe the Jets offense is actually going to look like capable this season. Unlike the past few seasons where between Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers getting hurt, and last year with Justin Fields, it never got off the ground. And we're not saying that the Jets are going to be a playoff team. We're not going to say that they're going to be, they're going to take the division. No. We're not talking any of that. But just take strides in the right direction. And the Jets have been waiting for an explosive offense for years now. Since Sam Darnold's rookie season, it feels like. And they have guys like Garrett Wilson. They have Breece Hall, who we heard from earlier this week with Carton and Chris McMonagle, who is signed a new deal, seems happy, seems like he's in the right place, at least mentally in the right place, hopefully physically there as well. And you start to think, wait a second, maybe we can actually see something exciting this season. Maybe it's not going to be a bore to watch the Jets for 17 weeks, for 17 Sundays, because they didn't even get a primetime game this year. That's how bad they were. That's how bad this team was thought of, that they didn't even get a primetime game. It's all Sundays. Everything. As a Jet fan, it's actually not bad. It's not bad because you don't have to go and worry about was it a Monday night? Is it Thursday night? Is it a Wednesday, Tuesday? No, it's all Sundays. Don't worry. Is it a 1 o'clock or a 4 o'clock game? That's all you got to worry about. But to go out there and just see a few plays, it just starts to add the excitement of football. And then tomorrow, 1 o'clock, the Giants go out there. Jaxson Dart goes out on the field, and season 2 starts for him. And if he can we're talking about strides with this Jets offense. Well, how about the Giants with their quarterback? With the guy last year who surprised so many, who basically kept the Giants in so many games, they may not have been able to win as many as they wanted. But to be in that many games all season long, now let's see what happens in year 2 with a healthy Cam Scatterboo, with hopefully a healthy Malik Neighbors, and a fresh new toy that's an old toy in Odell Beckham Jr. And he will be playing tomorrow afternoon. So get ready. We'll see the return of Odell in a giant uniform at MetLife. And again, are we looking for craziness? Are we looking for one-handed catches? Let's just get a good flowing offense. That's really what we need to see. The defense, again, there's a lot to dive into defensively, but right now, the biggest story is Jaxson Dart and what steps he takes forward. And it's all on 1 o'clock tomorrow versus the Vikings. Again, it's not going to be very long, but it's, again, get the taste. You get the taste in your mouth of football's back. All right, let's get through these next few weeks. Get me to September 13th, and let's go. And then before you know it, we're all hit that point where it's like, right now we go, oh my goodness, I can't believe that football is back. Before you know it's going to be, I can't believe football is over. I can't believe the NFL season is over already. That's how quick the season goes. It goes so quick. It's here, and then it's gone before you know it. But let's enjoy it. Because right now, everyone's 0-0. Everyone, there's no wins, no losses. It's all about what's in front of them. What will there be upsets? What's going to happen? And we'll just dive into that all season long. Let's first see, as Alex is over there right now, getting excited too. He's jumping up and down. He's excited for football. Who's not excited for football? But this is where, listen, the NFL season is one that it's perfect. And now with one less preseason game, we don't have to deal with going through it every single, 4 weeks of, no. This is quick, get to the season, and let's just ramp it up, baby. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the fan till 2. Now, the Yankee game just finished. And shockingly enough, another one-run game for the Yankees. They put up one run. This is not going to last. They get lucky as the Blue Jays obviously beat them, but the Rays and the Red Sox both lose. So there's no ground gained on the Rays, but the Red Sox also don't gain any ground on the Yankees. So in that sense, Yankees are lucky. But this can't go on much longer. And I know the Judge news that, it seems like he'll be back in the later September part of the month. It's too far away. It's too far away because you can't continue this. There's got to be some sort of spark on this offense. And I know Cody Bellinger's getting ready, and he's warming up, and Giancarlo Stanton's running the bases, and that's great. But some threat has to come into this lineup. And if you got to start messing around with things, which I'm not for, because the defense still isn't perfect. Everyone criticizes whether it's Jazz. Now you see at first base, there was a misplay, and Garcia threw the ball away to the third base earlier, which allowed a run to score. Listen, there are a lot of missing pieces currently that will make this team better when they make the playoffs. And it's crazy because we're frustrated. They're not scoring runs, and yet technically they're still winning games. Not today, but they just won a series. They just won a series 2-1 against Seattle. They put up 14 runs in the first 2 games and then scored 0 in the finale of the series. Like, that's the problem, is there's too many zeros. There's too many one-run games. The Yankees are not that type of team. They are an offensive juggernaut. That's usually what they are. And it hasn't been since Judge has been hurt and since Cody Bellinger followed. Stanton, it's more about the playoffs for him. And I know everyone's talking about, well, the Yankees have to. They have to go and win this division. They don't. It kind of doesn't make a difference. Yes, it makes a difference because you want to have home field advantage. You don't want to have to play if you win the division and you win, number one seed in the American League. You don't have to play the first round. Okay, fine, but the Yankees are still good enough to go deep into the playoffs and not be an early exit, even if they are the fourth or fifth seed going into the playoffs. Even if they don't win the division and the third seed, the first wild card team. Their pitching has been phenomenal. Like, you can't that's the one thing that's so frustrating is the Yankees pitching may be at an all-time best. With Max Fried, with Cam Schlittler, with Garrett Cole. I mean, Garrett Cole had a great game again. The bullpen's been great. Carlos Rodon is close to coming back. Will Warren is up and down, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to the playoffs, is Will Warren really getting a start in a playoff game? No, he's not. Is he getting a start in the World Series? No, he's not. And there's a possibility of Clark Schmidt coming back, which would be amazing. So the pitching has been so good. Ryan Weathers even has been so good. And that's what's keeping the Yankees in every single game so far. The pitching has been amazing. It's time for the offense to step up. And if that means that maybe you got to bench Jazz a little bit more, maybe you play Jazz at third and get all your offensive bats in there, But there's got to be something that gives. Maybe throw Ben Rice. I know they said they're not going to do it, but maybe you throw Ben Rice once behind the dish, just to try it out. Because until the return of Stanton, Bellinger, and Judge, you're not going to be able to survive if the goal is to be the number one seed in the American League. You're not going to win that way. You're not going to win this way. It's just not going to happen. The Yankees' offense has been anemic for too long. And they're playing with fire. It's one of those things where you can mess and play with it as long as you want, but eventually you get bit. Eventually you get burnt. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to sit there and wait around and hope that the Yankees can tread water until Aaron Judge comes back? I don't think it's worth it. I think it's time that you do something. And what's that something mean? It's not, just go do something to do anything. No. It's time to peel the curtain back and go, you know what? Remember we said Ben Rice is not going to play catcher at all this season? Let's just try it. Let's just try it once. Let's just give it a shot. What's the worst that happens? We don't score any runs? Because that's basically the case no matter what. They're not scoring any runs anyway, so why not give it a shot? Let's move Ben Rice to catcher. Let's put Jazz at third base. Let's put Garcia at second. Let's put, if you want, Goldschmidt at first. And then you got to hope that the outfielders come back. But try to put your best offense out there in one game, please. Let's not I could use them as a bat off the bench. How about you use them the whole game? How about let's stop playing around with Austin Wells? Yes, I know Austin Wells finally jumped up to 170, but that's still not good enough. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. Hey, if you want to talk about the Mets, probably not going to happen today, even though there is a crazy thing that's going on right now that it's the Mets are winning, which is whatever. That's besides the point. There is actually something that's working out for the Mets that no one ever expected and may turn out to be a good thing. And maybe there's some trades that can happen in the offseason, if there's even a season, and could open up some room for Kodai Senga to be successful on the Mets for at least one more season. We'll get into that more, though. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan till 2 a.m. Listen, everything is on the docket. If you want to talk about the return of the Jets, the return of the Giants, the return of football, let's go for it. I gave my predictions earlier in the summer where basically, what did I do? I didn't flip a coin. No, I did wins and losses. That's what it was. I put like 17 wins, 17 losses in a hat and pulled them out. And I got to my prediction. So we'll revisit that. Even though the season didn't start yet, we'll still revisit of what I predicted. And we'll just kind of go through the rest of the baseball world, the football world, the New York world in sports. 888-808-1019. Whatever you guys want to talk about, whether it's Jets, Giants, it's fun. But football is back, and it gives excitement because guess what? Mets fans, we're finally here. We finally got something to cheer about. The Mets are basically non-existent, and football's back. We got there. It was very tough. All right, let's take a break here. 888-808-1019. Joe, Norman, Mark, get your phone calls after the break. 888-808-1019. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan till 2. Hit me up at Hoff, WFAN.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Fun is in the driver's seat at Nielsen Dodge. Grab a great deal on the new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram you really want, with zero down payment available, plus the credit help you need. Shop online at nielsendodge.com. Make this the summer event.
Monmouth Park Racetrack's Surf and Turf Seafood Festival returns Saturday, August 15th and Sunday, August 16th. Featuring lobster rolls, crab cakes, and much more. Head to the track for the shore's best seafood, plus live music, live racing, and you can even meet Al Dukes on Saturday, August 15th. General admission is just $7. Use promo code SEAFOOD26 at SeatGeek.com/Monmouth to save 15%. It's the Surf and Turf Seafood Festival, August 15th and 16th at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
If you're injured in an accident, the Rothenberg Law Firm is on your side. A legendary team that has won billions over 5 decades. The Rothenberg Law Firm. 1-800-624-8888 or injurylawyer.com.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit fwweb.com to find one near you.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
BetMGM Sportsbook knows baseball season is in full swing, and BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, is giving players another reason to watch their favorite team. Make every strikeout, stolen base, and home run mean even more with an odds boost token. It's easy to use. All you have to do to take your extra shot at extra winnings is log into your existing BetMGM account. Then make any qualifying MLB bet and activate your token. If your bet wins, you'll receive extra winnings. Ready to take your excitement into extra innings? Log into BetMGM to get your MLB odds boost token and give your next baseball bet a boost. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. There are real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your official station to talk Jets.
Well, it's just collateral damage for a season that's just gone awry, and he has his job was to put this offensive line together, and he was given a lot of resources to do it, and that hasn't really come together.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan till 2 a.m. Now, I will eventually get to it. I'm not going to do it right here, but I will tease. I saw the greatest movie known to mankind yesterday. Now, it's not a perfect score on Rotten Tomato, but for me, what I saw, it got a 63, I think, % on Rotten Tomato. I think that's pretty good. For the movie that I witnessed, I'll break it down in a little bit. All I'm going to say is Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse. We will get into that a little bit later on in the show. 888-808-1019. But right now, it's about football being back. It's about the Yankees being anemic. And the Mets finally winning games after all this time. Finding ways to win games. What are we doing? We're not talking Mets. We're talking Jets. 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 Ronnie is in Englewood. Ronnie, what's up? Welcome to the Fan.
Look, I am done with these Jets. Season ticket holder, 24 years.
Ronnie!
I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Wait a second.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Wait a second.
Aaron Glenn, it's time to get rid of him. It's terrible. Season's over already. I mean, 24-16. You got to be kidding me here. Come on now.
Ronnie, you must be pulling my leg, dude. This got to be. Are you serious?
I could give a rat's behind about the Mets, about the Yankees.
No, I know. I get that. Ronnie.
Killing me.
Ronnie.
I'm ready to get rid of my season tickets here.
How much you selling it for?
Oh, I mean, you want to know?
No, don't.
Whatever you want here. Whatever you want.
Ronnie, what are you talking about, though? It's a preseason game.
It's over. It's over. I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
What did you see
I'm
what
done.
did you see that bothered you so much in
James
basically
Klubnik,
one quarter?
James Belton. I mean, it's ridiculous over here. I want at this point, give me Zach Wilson back.
No.
You got to be kidding me.
Sam Darnold, different story, but Zach Wilson. But Ronnie, you got to come down a little bit. You have to have a little bit more faith.
I've been watching the same thing over the last 24 years, like I said. I can't do it anymore.
Ronnie, I love you. I love the passion, but it's the first preseason game of the year. I know it's not perfect. First of all, yes, there's a lot of eyes on what's going on with the Jets, with Aaron Glenn. How long of a leash is Aaron Glenn really going to have? Let's be honest. If this team doesn't go out and win games early, and I'm not talking about like they got to go undefeated, but they've got to win some games in the first half of the season, because there may not be a second half if they're basically winless through the first 8 games of the season. If the offense is, and it's not even about the offense, it's now about the defense, because Aaron Glenn is taking over the Jets defense, right? That's one thing he said. That's his superpower. He did not call plays for the defense. He is taking that over. He is owning the defense. He's letting Frank Reich take charge of the offense. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Have a professional be involved in the offense. Aaron Glenn has no control over that. Maybe he has insight on what defenses are going to do against your offense and how you can, move around and call audibles around that. But to expect Aaron Glenn to be an offensive guru is stupid. So let's get Aaron Glenn where he needs to be, in the right place. Get him back, call the defense. That's perfect. But to sit here after, let's be honest, how many real snaps? First of all, Geno Smith wasn't in the game. That's the first thing. He is the starting. He's going to be the starting quarterback of the New York Jets. So you can talk about Klubnik as much as you want. It's nothing to get excited about. It's Geno Smith's team for the first few weeks. But to get excited in a negative way about what you're watching in preseason, there's certain things we got to say. There's certain things. Is there, a semblance of any sort of common sense in the offense? They didn't look terrible. Klubnik did complete some throws. Garrett Wilson made some nice catches. They scored a touchdown. That was good, right? They scored a touchdown early. That was good. But you got to just relax a little bit. And I've been negative about the Jets all offseason. And I'm not as negative as Ronnie is. 888-808-1019. Let's get to Mark in California. Mark, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on? So you catch me right now. I'm driving to pick up my wife from D23. So,
nice.
So, that Jet caller, man. I mean, that sums up the epitome of Jet fans. It is, and I'm a Giants fan, and we've been just as bad. But last season, the epitome was when I think you guys played Denver and you guys lost the game. even though they had like negative passing yards.
That was disgusting. That was a hard look. That was a hard drive home. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that was so. I mean, they played competitive. They just didn't win, just like the Giants. We're competitive, but we just didn't win. But earlier, and it cycles through my feed every now and then, Pete. But Craig Carton and C-Mac, they're both fantastic. But did Carton really mention that he thinks that Geno Smith is better than Jaxson Dart, and that there's going to be a battle brewing in New York? Because, I mean, listen, the Giants roster from top to bottom is very worthy of an NFL. We now have a Super Bowl winning head coach, Jets. And then to sit here and say that you're going to take Garrett Wilson over Neighbors is criminal to me.
Well,
I mean,
no,
it's criminal.
Mark, I won't say criminal because I'll tell you why. And listen, I am not 100% on board with all those comments, but I will tell you this. I understand where if you want to compare the arms of Geno Smith and Jaxson Dart, I know Geno Smith has a long ball to him. I know that Geno Smith can throw with the best of them. Now, he may throw a bunch of picks, but that also is going to come with he's also going to throw a bunch of touchdowns. And Garrett Wilson is. He's not a supposedly. He really is one of the most talented wide receivers in football right now. You just saw off of tonight already, like just some of the catches he made in practice, like and then in the game itself, like he's amazing,
unreal.
Right.
Yeah, his target share is very high.
And Malik Neighbors, and I'm not saying anything negative about Malik Neighbors, but right now he's not fully healthy. Who knows when he's going to be fully healthy? So if I have to compare the two, I'm going to take Garrett Wilson. I think
taking Wilson over Neighbors, right? Because of the health. But when fully healthy, there's no question Neighbors is more electric than Garrett Wilson. When healthy, there's no question. But that's not even what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I am so aggravated, Pete, with this Yankee ability to not score runs. And it's so disgusting to watch because of the fact that will we make the playoffs? 100%. Will we make a wild card? Yes. Will we play Boston or Tampa Bay? Probably. The problem is our pitching right now is, in my opinion, the best in baseball. Number one in all of baseball. Yeah. And the last 30 games, 2.25 ERA, it's disgusting. So the fact that the Houston Astros won a World Series by cheating, of course, but they won because they were able to shut down that Yankee offense. We're going to see a lot of close games in October. The problem is the Yankees are going to lose a lot of them because they just can't score enough runs. And I know I'm overreacting with a month and a half left, Pete. I get it. We're going to be getting Stanton back before the end of the month. We're going to be getting Bellinger back before the end of the month. So that's two guys right there. Judge may come back September, even though he's scheduled to come back at the end of August. But, Rondon's coming back as well, which is just going to add to it. But for me, when Cole gives up 2 runs, when Fried gives up 1 run, and you score 1 run in 2 games, after you just scored 10 against Seattle, and you get it. It's like when the Rangers scored 7 goals versus Tampa Bay in the ECF and get shut out at home with Lundqvist 1-0. That's what it's like, right?
And Mark, let me tell you something. I appreciate your phone call. This is the Mets. This is Jacob deGrom. This is Nolan McLean for a lesser extent right now. But you've talked about some of the better pitchers in baseball that the New York Mets have had, and they have no run support. That's why when Jacob deGrom was winning Cy Youngs, he was winning Cy Youngs with like 12 wins on the season. He was barely, over 500 win-loss record. Why? Because the Mets couldn't score when he pitched. And I don't know if that's a mentality thing. Like, I feel like that's a little bit of a mentality thing where you have a guy like Garrett Cole pick up the baseball, go on the mound, and, pitch his ass off. And the offense becomes complacent because they know that Garrett's going to keep him in this game, so they don't have to do a lot. One of them's got to hit a home run. And if you can make it a 3-run home run, as the great Sweeney Murdy used to say, 3-run home runs win you ball games. They do if your starting pitcher only gives up 1 run. And the problem is that they're not getting the big hit right now. When they do get it, it kind of happens in explosions. It's good. It usually gets bad starting pitching. You know? But let's be serious. Shane Bieber has not been the Shane Bieber in the past or of the past. He has been a very shaky starting pitcher this year. Came back off an injury about a month or so ago, and he's gotten blown up more than he's been successful. And yet, he gave up 1 run. The great and powerful Shane Bieber. And it is just too inconsistent. It's too inconsistent. It's time for somebody to step up. And listen, I love what Aaron Boone did today, getting tossed, which was so dumb because he barely said anything. The umpire was looking to toss him. He said the pitch was low. And it was low. And the umpire was looking to toss him. He goes, "What'd you say to me?" He said it was low. All right, you're out. Like, why? That wasn't even bad. We've seen Aaron Boone attack umpires brutally when they miss calls, when they miss pitches. So that umpire, I think, had an agenda. But that being said, Boone and management, they have to finally do something to spark this team because it's not. Lombard was great. Lombard, coming and taking over shortstop, great. But there needs to be more because this offense is just struggling way too much. And if they want to keep gaining ground on Tampa Bay, they're not going to survive this way. 888-808-1019. We'll get into more Jets-Giants football as the Giants take the field tomorrow at 1. The Jets took the field earlier today at MetLife, which is great to think that they're, if 7 o'clock was the Jets start and the game just finished, about an hour ago, whatever it is, they get, I have how many hours until they have to get the new logos on the field at MetLife? I mean, kudos to everyone at MetLife for doing an amazing job. We can sit there and talk about the field and that, we can't stand the turf. But the people that go out there and make that field look the way it does, kudos to them. Because they're going to be there all night, scraping away the Jets logos and painting on the Giants logos. So at 1 o'clock tomorrow, when we see kickoff, it's back to Giant Stadium at MetLife. So very cool. Good job by them. All right, 888-808-1019. We'll take some more of your Yankee phone calls as well as they got 1 run, but not enough as they lose 3-1 to the Toronto Blue Jays. 888-808-1019. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan. Hit me up at Hoff WFAN.
Your NFL destination station is the Fan.
What John Harbaugh will do, he'll hold everybody else accountable. So if Jackson has a bad game, it's not going to be about Jaxson Dart and his bad game. It's going to be about, I guess, the fault of everybody else on the team.
NFL MVP Boomer Esiason and Giants legend Tiki Barber hit you with the most informed opinions, taking you inside the team facility and inside the huddle like no one else can.
If Kate Klubnik comes in and he understands the system, he plays well on the preseason, there's no reason he shouldn't be playing if Geno Smith is playing like Geno Smith has played the last couple of years.
The greats talk shop with you here all season long on your home for everything NFL. 1019 FM WFAN.
No matter what you drive, having the right tire matters. So take control with a new set of Bridgestone tires from Town Fair Tire. You'll choose from the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires, and you'll get the Bridgestone tire you need at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services than all other tire dealers, clubs, or online sites. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This is New York. It's an energy. It flows through our reliable storm-ready grid. It's a current that families and institutions can count on, powering a thriving economy and a greener future with nation-leading reliability. Con Edison, because this is New York.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman is reminding residents to know the warning signs of opioid addiction, missing medication, withdrawal from family, mood changes, falling grades, sleeping all day. These warning signs may mean someone you love needs help. Opioid deaths are down in Nassau County, but one life lost is one too many. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 516-227-TALK. That's 516-227-TALK. It could save a life.
Small business owners love what they do, and Verizon Business loves small business owners. That's why Verizon Business experts come directly to you, so you can spend more time doing what you love. Their experts show up on your schedule, ready to offer proven expertise and learn about the needs of your specific setup firsthand. And they don't quit till the solutions fit, even as your business grows. So save the time and stay where your business needs you most. Verizon Business. Visit Verizon.com/book today and schedule an appointment with your local Verizon Business expert.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is expanding across Long Island, New York City, and New Jersey, with locations opening in Comac, Babylon, and West Orange. Expert care is closer than ever. Their top-rated doctors treat everything from everyday injuries to complex orthopedic conditions. Wherever you are in your journey, they can help you move forward. They're experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com to schedule your appointment today, or call 855-321-ORTHO.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Fan Cash Fridays are here. Listen every Friday for your chance to win $100 in fan cash from Fanatics Sportsbook. Use Fan Cash to unlock unlimited profit boosts, exclusive merch, collectibles, and more. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 plus. See full rules on the WFAN contest page.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Rico Bronya podcast on the Odyssey app is proudly sponsored by Mio Sparkling Sake, the official sake of the New York Mets. Enjoy at Citi Field or your favorite spot. A new tradition in sake, Mio Sparkling Sake.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
888-808-1019. A little Dominic Fike for all you guys out there and gals. Don't want to discriminate. 888-808-1019. As the Jets took the stage earlier tonight, 7 o'clock at MetLife, and we've already gotten phone calls about, I can't take watching this team. It's the preseason. No one could take watching any team in the preseason. So let's relax. We have to calm down a little bit. Now, listen. In the past, there have been things that have, like, we've seen the Giants, for example, over the past, up until last year, preseasons prior, like, go out there and they stall. The offenses stall. They don't get into a rhythm. And it's really just nothing's going on. And it's like, oh, well, it's because it's the second team. It's the second string. It's not very good. Let's wait until the regular season starts to see how this offense really picks up. No, you want to see something. You want to see a flow in the preseason a little bit. So there has been times where we've seen, basically the writing's on the wall that it's not going to be a great season after 3 preseason games. But not after the first one. Let's relax a little bit. Let's see what's going on. And, again, Geno Smith didn't play. Garrett Wilson only played a little bit. Breece Hall only played a few snaps. Like, you got to relax. You can't sit there and go, oh, this team's going to suck. That's could. Very likely. I think the over-under is 5.5, which I am all over the under. Which is crazy to think that. I may have to now rethink that. I went through the again, I said it earlier. I did a very, very early win-loss record when the schedule came out. And it was a simple wins, losses, pull them out of a hat, and I went through. And to be fair, I got a 7-10 record for the Jets and a 10-7 record for the Giants. I did put all the wins and losses back in before I went and picked the other team, so it was fair. There was 17 wins, 17 losses. But either way, I think that's just whatever. That's just picking out of a hat. Doesn't mean anything. I was logically going through the schedule for both the Jets and the Giants, and it was weird. I got the Giants at 9 wins. The Jets, I don't think they're going to get to 5. I really don't. But can they at least do something that the Giants did last year? Play good football. Give us an offense that actually shows up and can maybe give you an opportunity to win a game or at least keep you in every game. Not where at the end of the first quarter, this game's a wrap. There's no chance of the Jets coming back or keeping it close. You know what I mean? Like, the Giants defense blew a lot of games last year. That's for sure. The Jets don't have a chance to have the defense blow a game if the offense isn't any good. Right? If the Jets offense is non-existent, the Jets defense can't really blow games because they're never really in games. So we need to see some sort of light, some sort of positivity for the Jets. And, well, when Geno Smith gets there, hopefully that will be the start of it. All right, 888-808-1019. Let's get to these phone calls. Norman in Williston Park wants to talk about the Mets. Why would you want to do that?
Well, tonight was a beautiful, beautiful night. Just gorgeous. I have to be honest with you, it seemed to me both Washington, the Mets, and the crowd were asleep. Now the Washington was ahead 1-0 when Lindor woke everyone up with a home run.
Yes, he did.
The Mets had a couple more, so now it's 4-0. And tonight was fireworks night, so everyone stayed late as opposed to leaving in the 8th or 9th inning. And Kodai Senga came into the top of the 9th, and the reception he got from the crowd really woke me up. I mean, the crowd went wild. He knocked down the first hitter, but as the inning progressed, he had runners at first and third with 2 outs, and then did get a strikeout. So to me, it was an iffy outing, but he got the save, and the crowd was very, very happy. The crowd was really happy.
Listen, I can't tell if it's sarcastic cheering anymore. I mean, because there's really not much to cheer about with the Mets. But Kodai Senga, and I said this earlier, I mean, he's putting the Mets in a little bit of a predicament here where do you try to move Devin Williams in the offseason and make Kodai Senga your closer? I mean, definitely he's somebody now that at least shown he can give you a good inning in the bullpen. So
he's not afraid.
Well, it was. I don't know if it was ever an afraid issue. It was just success, and he seems to be when it's a 1 inning that he's got to go in there for. It seems to be much better of an approach. And I mean, listen, he's still allowed 2 base runners on, so it's not perfect by any means. But I much prefer to see this version of Kodai Senga than what we've seen for the past year. And again, it doesn't. I'm not sitting there going that he got the Pete Alonso thing, the throw to first base. That's what caused him to be bad. No, I think Kodai Senga was having issues. I think Kodai Senga has had issues, and he was figuring them out up until last year when he did get hurt. But when he came back, he's a very fragile guy. He's like Fritz
He's not afraid of the crowd. That was a big crowd, and he came in, and like I said, both teams. I couldn't tell you who plays for Washington anymore, but both teams were, they were asleep.
Yeah,
they were asleep. And he came down and he shut them down when he had to do it, and the crowd seemed to realize that.
Well, it was a good. Listen, Norman, I will tell you this much: it is a good problem to have if Kodai Senga is competing for the closing role for the New York Mets. It's a good problem to have because it means that he's being successful. You're not considering him to be a closer if, and Devin Williams is hurt at the moment, but when Devin Williams comes back at the end of this year, if he does come back, I mean, I'm expecting him to be back into that closer role. He lost it only because of his injury. It wasn't because he was pitching bad. He pitched bad in the beginning of the season. Yeah, that's for sure. But it's not like he's been pitching bad recently. It's been because of his injury. But that being said, like, Kodai Senga now has to be thought of as a potential closer, and that just adds value to this team. And if there's a season, in 2027, maybe there's something we could do with Kodai or Devin, and maybe you could find a way to trade one. Do you need both? I mean, here's the thing is, I don't know if I trust either 100%, even though I do love Devin Williams. He just hasn't been perfect since Milwaukee. That's been the reality. With the Yankees, he had a bad first month or two, and then he started to get much better, but by that point in time, his numbers were terrible. Same thing here with the Mets. And by the way, never really had a lot of opportunities because the Mets were losing so many games. They would never really have opportunities to play him or give him like a real opportunity to save a game. And it's just whatever. Not making excuses for the guy because he was terrible at one point in time this year. But that being said, though, do you need both question marks on the team or do you want one? Maybe you can get something for Devin Williams. Maybe you can get something for Kodai Senga. Not a bad idea if you could offload one for an actual piece in the offseason. 888-808-1019. Let's go to Leary in Bergenfield. Wants to talk about the Jets. What's up, Leary?
Hey, what's going on, Pete? How are you, man?
I'm good. What's up?
Nothing much. I mean, listen, Jets preseason game. You can't get crazy about it, but
yeah, but people already are, which is cray, which is nuts.
Well, I mean, this is New York sports radio, right? People aren't rational.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right.
But for the most part, man, whatever. It's a preseason game. Do I think Aaron Glenn survives the season? No, I think they've already. I think they already have the replacement on staff with Frank Reich.
Yeah, I
mean, it's clear as day. Let's just be real.
Yeah, but Larry, the thing is, I don't know if he wants the job. I don't know if he's out there trying to gun for it. Like, I've seen guys in the past. You could see, like for example, I knew when Willie Randolph was the manager of the Mets that when things were going bad, you just had this sneaky feeling that Jerry Manuel was trying to get that job. Like,
that's very true.
I don't think Frank Reich really wants the job to be the head coach of the Jets. I don't think he does.
Pete, I'll tell you this. He might not want to be the head coach of the Jets, but he certainly will be the interim head coach. No problem. So this first game with the Titans, I think Aaron Glenn's career is almost on the line, because if they don't beat the Titans, they're almost guaranteed to be 0-4.
Well, but here's the thing is, I don't know why everyone, and this is now, the Giants have to play the Titans too. And I keep on looking at the Titans and going, I don't know why, but I feel like they're a very, very sleepy dark horse team to me. They are very much a dark horse team. And I don't know why everyone's sleeping on them. You're talking about Robert Saleh, who is doing a very similar thing that Aaron Glenn is doing. Aaron Glenn is taking over the Jets defense. Saleh is going back to taking over the defense. You got Brian Daboll, who's just doing the offense. Like, that's a great, balance for the coaching staff. I trust Brian Daboll. I know it didn't work out here with the Giants, but I feel like those two together, and they have similar players that they used to coach with the Jets, with the 49ers, with the Giants. I feel like the Titans aren't going to be a terrible team. You're right to say maybe the Jets won't win many games if they can't beat the Titans the first week, but I wouldn't make it like they have to win that game because they're better. You know what I mean?
No, I hear what you're saying, Pete. I just think with the way the schedule's shaking out for Aaron Glenn, if he's 2-3, I think he can survive. If he's 0-4 heading into 0-5 heading into Cleveland, I just don't see how. We know how Woody operates. So
right, and if
I look at that.
And if he loses the Cleveland game, forget about it. Then we might as well just wrap up the
That'll
season
be
right
that.
there.
Pete, the other thing I wanted to ask you, I always call you on the eve of a big card. What's your thoughts on UFC this weekend?
But it's funny because I've been talking about it with my son a lot, my oldest. He is not happy with his card. He's like, there's a lot of veterans. It's whatever. I think the main event is really good. I mean, Gary versus Makhachev is great. I think that Ian Gary is very underrated. I don't think people realize how underrated he is. He's a really good fighter. Islam, this is a big test for him. If he beats Gary, then you really see whether or not he's as good as we all make him out to be. You'd love to see him maybe get another shot versus a guy like Gaethje at some point in time or someone, because I don't know. There's something missing with his title run. Like, he's good, but is he great? Like, Khabib was great. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Right.
And then as far as Dern versus, I'm blanking on who she's facing again. It's Dern versus, who's she facing? Mackenzie's.
Listen. I'm sorry. Robertson. She's fighting Robertson.
Right,
if I remember correctly.
Listen, I'm happy for Jillian, but
Girl
that's
from
like
Canada.
Yeah, I'm happy for Jillian getting a title shot, but that just shows you how.
I think Dern is a safe bet, Pete. If you wanted to put your mortgage on it, I think Dern is a very safe bet.
Well, I'm going on vacation. I'm not putting mortgages on anything, but yes, I understand. Yeah, I listen. I think Jillian Robertson was just more of like hey, we have nobody else. You're a veteran. Let's give you a shot. And she's earned her shot at some sort of spotlight. It's like Donald Cerrone. That's the one thing about Donald Cerrone. If you guys know anything about the UFC, Donald Cerrone was a great lightweight fighter. He fought everybody. He deserved a better path to a title, but he never said no to a fight, which cost him an opportunity, I think, at really like making a serious run at a belt. And by the time he wanted to get the belt, he lost too much. He was too old. So,
right. I love the Cowboy, though. That's a great comparison. Cowboy's a man's man, though.
He is, dude. He is the man. I remember one time I was like, dude, I love you in the what was it, the welterweight division. I was like, oh, that your jump was amazing. I think you're better at 170 than 155. He was like, dude, you're making me sound like I was crap at 155. I was like, no. Like, and he wanted to attack me. I'm like, no, you were great, but 170, you're quick. You're quicker than some of these guys. Your moves are ridiculous, but the guy is the best. Cowboys, one of. If you guys study fights at all in any sort of capacity, go watch Cowboy Cerrone. He's just awesome. He's just awesome. And so many wars in the UFC. But again, it should be a good card. Listen, I'll tell you this much. And Larry, thanks again for the phone call. The UFC cards have been rather good since they've been on Paramount. I talked to somebody off air once. I was telling them, I'm like, your product felt a little stale the last year at ESPN. Since they went to CBS Paramount, I'm not saying that it planned it this way, but the fights have been better. They just have. I mean, there's been so many good fights. Obviously, there's been some duds. The Conor McGregor was a dud, but I mean, that's just what happens in live sports. People get injured. It sucks when there's only two people going one-on-one and one of them gets hurt in the first second of the fight. Yeah, that sucks. But that's the game. It does happen occasionally. 888-808-1019. Let's go to Teddy in Yonkers. Teddy, what's up?
Pete, I don't know how you doing, first of all.
I'm great. How you doing? What's up, man?
Pete, I was walking tonight, and I started to cry listening to the Yankee game. I'm hearing the score. It's 1-0, and then I hear it's 2-1. Again, Pete, it's the same old thing. It's a broken record. I keep on telling all of the hosts that I get on with the fan with, the Yankees are abysmal. They're a fair team. Pete, they're not a good team. A good team has an offense, Pete. Look at the Mets. They got more heart. God almighty. I mean, Milwaukee, they were down 4-2 last night in the ninth inning against the Dodgers, and they scored 3 runs with 2 outs, Pete. What is he?
But Teddy, did you see who they beat in the ninth inning? Did you happen to catch who the Milwaukee Brewers beat up on in the ninth inning?
Yes, I did.
Can we say his name? Say his name. Go say it. I want to hear it.
I forgot his name.
Oh, his name is Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz.
And he has been terrible since he's returned. He has been awful. So, yes, the Brewers, they beat up on Edwin Diaz, and they came back. They showed heart. They also showed that they could beat up on a pitcher he can't find himself right now. Now, listen, he was injured for most of the season. He's returned for about, a week or two or something like that, and he has not looked good at all. But let's be honest here. It's not about heart when Edwin Diaz is pitching like crap.
I know. Pete, what's your analysis and what is your prediction for the Yankees, and what do you think they should do? Pete, even if Judge comes back and Bellinger, I hear, and Stanton is September 1. I heard that on the radio.
Yes.
That's the date. And even when Judge comes back, Pete, it takes time to get back into the groove, to get your timing. And by that time, the season's gonna be over. And we're not winning the division. I hope you don't think that you have a fantasy that we're gonna catch Tampa. They lost tonight, Tampa 6-5. They were down 6-3, 6-2 in the ninth inning, and they scored 3 runs. I said to myself, I'm looking on the computer. Oh God, don't let them win again. And thank God Baltimore held on. But Pete, we're 8 back in the loss column. That you don't have to be a math teacher like myself to figure out what Yankees have to do in the remaining part of the season. And Tampa, Pete, I just hope that we'll get the first wild card and play Boston.
I think the one thing, Teddy, and again, this is the regular season woes right now. It's the dog days of summer, and thanks, Teddy, for the phone call. And we're going to sit here and talk about the same thing that we always talk about. And again, it is an issue that the offense is anemic. I'm not lying to you and saying that that's okay. If this is how the Yankees are going to go into the postseason with an anemic offense that can't score and can only put up 1 run a game, that's going to be an issue. It doesn't make a difference how good the starting pitching is it's going to be an issue. But they've made it clear, and Aaron Judge has made it clear, he's coming back this season. And I understand. You are pessimistic when it comes down to Aaron Judge coming back with 2 weeks left to go in the season. Is that enough time? For the professionals, I think it is. I truly think it is. And I think Aaron Judge is just trying to get back to as close to 100% as possible. And he doesn't have to play right now. Technically, they're still in the playoffs. He doesn't have to come back right now. If this was the playoffs tomorrow, though, and you asked Aaron Judge if he could play, I guarantee you he'd come back. It's the regular season. And a lot of times that's where we draw the line. That's where players draw the line. If it was a regular season, if it was a playoff game, I'd be there. But it's not, so I'm sitting down. And the Yankees have that luxury with Aaron Judge because they're in the playoffs. They have that first wild card. It is what it is. Until someone gets, makes it really, close and makes it scary, they don't have to worry about it. And again, this is the crazy part. As anemic as an offense this Yankee team is right now, they're still playing 500 ball. For every game they lose, they win the next one. Or then they win the next two, and then they lose the next two. It's back and forth. So it's not like they're losing and they're in a slump and they're on a streak of like losing 10 in a row and they're on the verge of missing the playoffs. No. They are playing tight ball games. The pitching is ridiculous. The offense is slumping. And they'll have an occasional breakout game where they put up 10 runs in a game. And everyone goes, look, they're back. Trent Grisham caught fire. And then for the next 4 games, they put up 1 to 2 runs. And people go, oh, they suck again. It's crazy. What happened? Well, they need reinforcements. And they're coming later in the month or in September. But they will be here. And those reinforcements, as some people like to say, it's like a trade in September. When Aaron Judge gets added back to this roster, that is a huge pickup for the New York Yankees. And that's what's missing. His bat in the lineup. His protection for whether it's Trent Grisham, whether it's when Cody Bellinger gets back in the lineup. Jazz Chisholm. Ben Rice. Ben Rice has been super cold lately, by the way. Did anybody see what's going on with Ben Rice? Ben Rice looks like he's been slumping. Why? Maybe it's because he's the only offensive threat in the lineup. So let's not pitch to him anymore. I mean, that's just what's been going on. And this is why I made a point to say you got to go and trade for bats at the deadline. And it wasn't like, well, you just got Luis Garcia. No, you need to get significant bats, whether it's a catcher, whether it's third baseman, even an outfielder. Like, go out there and just get guys that can hit. And Garcia's good. No one's taking that away. But it's a logjam. And at this point in time, if you're not going to move Jazz to third base or even outfield or something like that, then you can't really play everybody at once. And that's the thing is your best offensive lineup isn't capable of going out there and playing all at the same time because they're all log jammed at first base and second base and DH. And guess what? When Stanton comes back, it's more of a log jam. Show me the lineup that's going to have Stanton, Luis Garcia, Ben Rice, Paul Goldschmidt, all in it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I'm sorry, but like those four, even though like Goldschmidt's kind of back and forth, and he's good off of lefty pitchers, and he's been slumping a little bit too here and there. But like you need him to be successful. And if you're swinging a hot bat, you put him with Stanton. Okay, fine. Well, one's a DH, one's a first base. Where's Garcia going? Where's Rice going? You're going to sit Ben Rice because of Stanton and Goldschmidt? Like, guess what? There's an open catcher spot. I don't care how good Austin Wells' defense is. Batting 170 in the majors ain't good enough. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. We got about 2 hours down, 2 more to go. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan till 2. 888-808-1019. That is the number to call. We will get back into more of your phone calls on the Jets, on the Giants, as the Giants take the stage tomorrow, 1 o'clock, set to make their preseason debut, the 2026 preseason debut at MetLife. And then, obviously, if you want more phone calls on the Yankees, and we'll touch a bunch of other stuff, too. We got 2 more hours to go. And then my review on Slaughterhouse will be coming up, too. Don't forget Slaughterhouse. It is a new gem that you can't miss. 888-808-1019 is Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan. Alex Azarm, you're the man. I appreciate you very much, as always. 888-808-1019. Hit me up at Hoff, WFAN.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Happy to have the architect of the New York Jets, the general manager, Darren Muji.
We're evaluating every player every day, every snap. Now, we're not making, the sky's falling judgments every day here out practice as well. This is part of training camp. And whether you're an experienced player like Gino or a rookie, you're going to have days.
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear. It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Fun is in the driver's seat at Nielsen Dodge. Grab a great deal on the new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram you really want, with 0 down payment available, plus the credit help you need. Shop online at nielsendodge.com. Make this the summer event.
Monmouth Park Racetrack's Surf and Turf Seafood Festival returns Saturday, August 15th and Sunday, August 16th. Featuring lobster rolls, crab cakes, and much more. Head to the track for the shore's best seafood, plus live music, live racing, and you can even meet Al Dukes on Saturday, August 15th. General admission is just $7. Use promo code SEAFOOD26 at SeatGeek.com/Monmouth to save 15%. It's the Surf and Turf Seafood Festival, August 15th and 16th at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
If you're injured in an accident, the Rothenberg Law Firm is on your side. A legendary team that has won billions over 5 decades. The Rothenberg Law Firm. 1-800-624-8888 or injurylawyer.com.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
BetMGM Sportsbook knows baseball season is in full swing, and BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, is giving players another reason to watch their favorite team. Make every strikeout, stolen base, and home run mean even more with an odds boost token. It's easy to use. All you have to do to take your extra shot at extra winnings is log into your existing BetMGM account. Then make any qualifying MLB bet and activate your token. If your bet wins, you'll receive extra winnings. Ready to take your excitement into extra innings? Log into BetMGM to get your MLB odds boost token and give your next baseball bet a boost. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days.
This is New York. It's an energy. It flows through our reliable storm-ready grid. It's a current that families and institutions can count on, powering a thriving economy and a greener future. With nation-leading reliability. Con Edison, because this is New York.
Start the day with Boomer and Geo, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Your official station to talk Jets. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
The Fan for another 2 hours. Hit me up at Hoff WFAN. You could always join me on social media. That's where it's at Hoff WFAN. Whether it's X, Instagram, TikTok, you just follow me or hit me up or bother me there. That's all good. Or you can just call me 888-808-1019. So I will talk about the Mets for a second. I know I lied. I always lie about that. There's something about the Mets. There's always something every single game that gets you. So Lindor obviously hit a home run today. Great. Whatever. Or yesterday. Great. Jared Young hits a home run. Whatever. That's fine. Mets win a game. Who cares? Kodai Senga comes out. Electric, by the way, introduction as he walks into, he's the closer now. He's coming into his entrance, which is Beat It by Michael Jackson. Electric, from what what it sounds like. Okay, cool. But you start to hear things and see things of, is it crazy to think that the Mets should bring back Jared Young to be their first baseman next year? Simple answer, yes. Yes. It is crazy to think that Jared Young should be the first baseman next year. He's not that good. I know he has been a bright spot in a god-awful season. In a disgustingly terrible, worst team money can buy 2.0. Jared Young looks like a bright spot. But Jared Young is not that great. Let's be fair. He's been the best to play first base this season for the Mets, but that's not saying much. Jorge Polanco, the guy they brought in to play the position, he's played 2 games there. Mark Vientos can't field. Brett Beatty, he's not a first baseman. No matter how athletic he is, he's not a first baseman. And we can keep on going with anybody else who's played the position of why they weren't good or why Jared Young was the best to play that position. But just because the rest are crap doesn't mean that Jared Young is good, right? Like, can we all just make a quick assessment? The Mets' first base has been an utter disappointment all season long. There's nothing that's been good from it. You can combine all the numbers, all the statistics together. I think everybody combined has had more errors than Pete Alonso has had all season long. Like, there's like 11, 12, 13 errors at that position. I think Pete Alonso has 2. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. But that being said, like, you can't take someone who goes, well, he's played 60 games there and he's looked pretty good those 60 games. Combine that with all this other stuff and it works out. No. There's a reason why Jared Young is not a starter in baseball. There's a reason why Jared Young, who's 31 years old, by the way, 31 years old, never had a full-time job anywhere else on another team. Let's look at Jared Young's stats for 1 second, not to dive into stats too much. But Jared Young played for the Cubs in 2022. He played 6 games. In 23, he played 16 games. Batted 186. Those were his 2 first opportunities, and then he got an opportunity last year with the Mets. Came up and played 22 games, remember? And then he got hurt. And now he's played 73 games. So he's actually played more games than ever this season compared to what he played prior to the season. He's 31 years old, okay? He's 31. He's not in the prime of his career. He's past his prime. Prime is like 27. He's 31 years old. He's going to be 32. Do we think that we found something in Jared Young? A career 240 hitter? Is that what we're doing? Cal Riley last year, let's just bring it down to like common sense for a second. Cal Riley last year hit 60 home runs. Maybe it was 61, I can't remember. But he hit over 60 home runs in a season last year. That was Cal Raleigh. He screwed Aaron Judge out of a Triple Crown. Cal Raleigh. This year, well, let's go. Last year, he batted .247. His OPS was .948. He had 60 home runs, 125 RBIs. Now, don't get me wrong. The years prior, he had 27 home runs, 30 home runs, 34 home runs. Okay, fine. Okay. This season, Kyle Riley, 12 home runs, 43 RBIs, batting .159. I think Austin Wells is batting better than him. Less home runs, but still, I think batting average better. Point being is, like, there are outliers. This might be Jared Young's best season. So let's not take it and go, oh, Jared Young. Wow, what a season for Jared Young. I think we found something there. This reminds me of was it Elijah Stewart, EJ Stewart? What was his name? There was a Stewart on the Mets a couple of years ago who played the outfield. I don't remember his name. But Stewart was his last name, either way. And he had a good month. And I remember fighting with DJ Stewart. There we go. Elijah Stewart actually, I think, works here. There we go. DJ Stewart. There we go. I think he hit like 10 home runs in the last month of the season. And I was fighting with Evan Roberts going, Evan's like, oh, we might have found an outfielder, a fourth outfielder, a bench spot. Let's not worry about the bench spots. Let's not worry about filling the bench. Let's worry about getting the best players at every position possible. Let's worry about making this team more than serviceable. So I don't want to think about, well, Jared Young is our first baseman, or at least could play half the season at first base. No. Get me the guy that could play every single game and put up numbers like an MVP. That's what I want. Is that too much to ask? Yes, it is, clearly. It clearly is. But when you spend the amount of money that the Mets spend, and you demand the fans to show up to watch your garbage baseball team, well, then I expect you to go bring in somebody that doesn't play half a season and puts up okay numbers. Actually, sorry, not even okay numbers. They're not even good. They're not even good numbers. They're okay. For a bench piece. That's what we're talking about here. Bench piece numbers. And we're thinking Jared Young maybe could be the first baseman. Get out of here. That's why I saw the note yesterday from John Heyman saying Luis Robert Jr., the Mets are probably going to decline that. It looks like there's officially going to decline it. They better. And they better not mess around and be like, well, Luis Robert Jr., you had a really bad season, so we're going to decline your option, but maybe we can rework it, and we'll get you back on cheap. Maybe a fourth outfielder. No. Stop. Like, what are we thinking? What are we doing? Luis Robert Jr. is not a good ball player. He's got power. He hits the ball hard, but it doesn't always go out of the ballpark. A lot of the times, they're just loud outs. Does anybody remember the time where loud outs just means it's an out? I just read an article that Heliot Ramos, who is batting 2 for 25 with the Yankees, it's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks. He's 2 for 25. Explain to me how it's not as bad as it looks. Well, in the article, it goes, the hard hit percentage that Heliot Ramos has been swinging at, it's through the roof. Like, I forgot what the percentage and the mile per hour is, but whatever. The hard hit it's crazy. There's a little bit more swing and miss than it once was, but the hard hit ratio and the miles per hour off the bat, it's crazy. But he's 2 for 25. He's got 2 hits. I don't care if he's hitting 1,000 miles per hour. If the exit velo is 1 billion. If it's faster than the speed of light. He got out again. Why are we sitting here? What is this? Kenny Atkins? Kenny Atkinson, where he's like, well, technically we we swept the Knicks. You lost. I want to, how do I say this properly? I know how to say it. Vulgarly. I'm trying not to do that. I would like to take the analytics from people and use them as a toilet. Because I am tired of hearing this nonsense of, well, if you break down the numbers, he's actually been great. He only has 2 hits, but He has been great. Really. In what world does 2 for 25 mean he's been great? Or he's been better than you think? It's just a joke now. It is a way to, it's a gimmick to try to tell you that I know more than you. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it's pathetic. So that being said, Luis Robert Jr., I think the numbers speak for yourself. You are not good at baseball, at least with the Mets. You haven't been good with the White Sox all but 1 year. There was 1 year where Luis Robert Jr. hit 38 home runs, drove in 80-something RBIs, had a decent batting average, had a good OPS. Besides that 1 year, this is what he's been. This is what he's been. So, brain flash, in baseball, there are outlier seasons. It happens. Look up Brady Anderson. Look up his 50 home run season. Remind me how many other times he did that before and after the 50 home run season that Brady Anderson had with the Orioles. There was one. That was it. There are outliers. Luis Robert Jr., you had your outlier. It's just not going to be, you're not going to be the guy, it's not even a criticism of him. It's everybody else that wants Luis Robert Jr. to be that guy. But he's a loser. He's been on losing teams. The White Sox are now a winning organization. Why? They got rid of Luis Robert Jr. The Mets are a terrible team. Why? Because they got Luis Robert Jr. That's the math. That's the analytics that I see. 888-808-1019. So, I'm sorry. Jared Young, you are not the first baseman. Luis Robert Jr., you're not the center fielder or any outfielder, even a fourth outfielder for the New York Mets. I feel like Maury Povich, you are not the father. You are not birthing out a gold glove at first base, Jared Young. You are not birthing out a Silver Slugger award, Luis Robert Jr. It's not happening. Let's move on. And I'm okay with moving on with a lot of other pieces too. These are just two players. I always say Brett Beatty. People want to kill me for that, but that's just the reality. You can move on from Brett Beatty. You can move on from Mark Vientos. You can do that. It's okay. The experiment has failed. I'm seeing people saying, it's time to move on from Ronnie Mauricio. The one guy that's barely had a cup of coffee in the majors. The time where he actually was playing good, then he got hurt. He tore his ACL, in the fall league. Like, that's the one guy that I would like to see get an opportunity, but he hasn't. Whether it was because of recovery or whatever the case is. I've seen enough of Brett Beatty. I've seen enough of Mark Vientos. I've seen enough of Jared Young, though he's been semi-successful this season. I've seen enough of Luis Robert Jr. Mauricio is the one guy that I would like, give it a shot. Why not? See what he can do. I think he's more talented than anybody else that has been called up besides Benj and Ewing at the moment. 888-808-1019. All right, let's get back to these phone calls. Kermit, Ridgewood, Queens. What's up, Kermit?
Hey, how you doing, Pete? How's it going?
I'm all right. What's going on?
Thank you for taking my call. Basically, when you were talking about the Yankees and their hitting, their offense, yes, the offense is horrible. Don't get me wrong. The hitters just can't hit. But I do have to put some blame on Aaron Boone. And what I put on is like, yes. No. And I'm going to explain why. Okay. Yes, Aaron Boone is not going to pick up a bat and hit for them. But when you see that your team is not hitting, you need to change your mindset and say, okay, guys, this is not working. Let's do this. This is not working. Let's do that. He's not doing that. He's just letting them go and say, swing. Go for the exit velocity. Go for the arch angles. That's all he's doing. Like, he's not even trying to say, hey, guys, every now and then, cut down on your bats, put a bunt, do something, because these guys are just doing absolutely nothing. And since that's all he has to work with, then change the mindset. Look what Boston has done. Once Alex Cora got fired, the next manager threw analytics out the window, and look what Boston is doing. That's what Boone needs to do.
Yeah. But again, it's not. Here's the problem. Here, there's two folds right here. First of all, I'm going to back Aaron Boone a little bit and say that I think he is more vocal than you give him credit for. I think that they do have those conversations. I think that Boone is kind of going with the, it's a collective decision. Maybe at the end of the day, he makes the final say, but it is a collective decision where they go through what to do, how to make the calls, whatever. But I think that they are having those conversations, and they're choosing to not bunt. They're choosing to, swing away or whatever. So I give Boone, a little bit more credit for than you do for that. I think he has those conversations if he needs to. But one thing I will say is that, at the end of the day, like the team has an approach. They do all and this is where I agree with you. I want them to change their approach, but it's the approach. It's baseball today. The game is broken. They are worried too much about analytics, and their approach has basically been picked already for them, and you can't really deviate. You can't be like, screw it. Like Kermit, the fact that the Mets were caught using AI to call pitches, and they were bragging to people that they were using, AI to call pitches. Are you stupid? I talked to Howard Johnson a few weeks ago, and I brought that up to him. He goes, yeah, you can't rely on that fully, because it's good to have maybe an idea of what a weakness is of one player, a hitter, or maybe a strength of somebody. But you're not in the live moment of the game. You have no idea if the pitcher on the mound has been tipping his pitches, or he just can't get that slider over, or whatever the case is. And you're telling him this, you have to use this pitch right now, but the guy's ineffective with it today, and he's just going to throw up a cookie. It doesn't take accountability of the actual player at the plate, the player throwing the ball. That's why I used to love pitchers and catchers. In general, the catcher has to know the entire game, and he has the feel of the game. You take away the feel of the game when you use AI, but that's the approach of baseball these days.
Absolutely. I just feel that things just need to change. Like you said, they're not changing. They're just going too much with the analytics, and they're just forgetting the feel. And I'm sorry, but feel plays a big role.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Kermit, you're 100% right. And I appreciate the phone call. And I do think that Boone, it's tough because it's not tangible. I can't show you the feel from Boone. I can't show you what he does behind closed doors, whatever, all the work that goes into it. I can't show you that. You just see him chewing his bubble gum, standing on the top stairs, and getting ejected for telling an umpire that the pitch is low, which it was, and he wasn't even aggressive about it. And the pitch and the umpire's an idiot for tossing him. But I mean, Aaron Boone, if they did ever fire Aaron Boone, do you think that they'd get somebody different? You think that they'd get somebody who is more of a old school manager? This guy's got the feel of the game. He's Buck Showalter, knows exactly. No, you're not going to get those old school managers. You're not going to get Joe Girardi's. You're going to get a different version of Aaron Boone. You're going to get a guy, maybe he's a little bit more fiery, I don't know, but he's going to speak and protect the team like Boone. That's for sure. He's going to take the blunt the brunt of every single negative aspect of the team. And he's going to say, yeah, it was my fault. This, that, the other thing. We got to do better, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Aaron Boone is exactly what Cashman and Steinbrenner want. He is a great face of the team. He truly is. 888-808-1019. Let's get to Brad in Alpine. Brad, what's up, buddy?
Hey, thanks a lot for taking the call. I love the job that you and Evan do on the Rico Bronya.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate it.
All right, I just have three points that I want to make about the Mets. One, I do think they should bring Jared Young back, and you should pair him with Vientos. I think Vientos kills lefties. I know how horrible he's been, but this team is bad.
He's been bad. He's been terrible. And I like Vientos. It's time to move on.
But he still mashes lefties. And look, this team is saddled with so many bad contracts. You're going to have to save money. And, what are you going to bring in another, has-been? Like, I think you give him a shot, pair him with Vientos, and then unfortunately, you have Polanco there next year. You could have him waiting in the wings. He could play some first base, and maybe Clifford will be ready next year.
Yeah, but Brett, I'll let you finish, but you've now just compiled the problem again. You've basically said, here's 3 to 4 people that could play the position, and, hopefully it works out again. Like, what if Jared Young has a setback and is not as good as he was this year, which hasn't been that great anyway? He's been okay. He's been serviceable.
He's been consistent, though. I mean, he's had the second highest OPS on the team all year. He bounced back from an injury. DJ Stewart, who you mentioned last year, had one good month. But I agree with you about Mauricio. We don't know what he is. We've never seen him get consistent playing time. And why do we have this stiff Simeon at second base? I mean, the guy's like weekend at Burns. He should be DFA'd, and we should see. We're not playing for anything now. We should see what Mauricio really could do. And
I agree, but it's too much money because you got 2 more years of Simeon. So, if it was 1 more year, maybe you DFA him. But I'm not telling you that Steve Cohen won't do it eventually. But it's all calculated moves. And they can't just keep on eating money because of mistakes that the team's making. Like, remember, he went and ate Robinson Cano's deal that last year because it was 1 year. He's not going to do it for 2,
Or maybe, I don't know, I thought when they put him on the DL, I thought that was a fake DL spin. And I was like, all right, good. That's how it should be for the rest of the year. And we'll see what else we got. And my third point is just how bad Stearns has been. The one general manager from the Mets, if you think back, Omar Minaya came in at the end of after the trade that Duquette made, and he set the Mets back so far with the Zambrano disaster. Yeah. And then the Wilpons for one said, "Hey, we're going to spend a lot of money because we're building this new stadium out behind left field. We got to put fannies in the seats, so we're actually going to spend money for the first time." They brought in Omar Minaya. And he has a great offseason 2005, and then he had a flawless offseason 2006. He built that bullpen from nothing. Trades for Carlos Delgado, Paul LaDuca, Jose Valentin. Every move that he made was gold. And then what happens was, the Wilpons have the Bernie Madoff issues, so he has to make suboptimal decisions. You sign Jason Bay instead of Matt Holliday, and that was the Wilpons just always doing the bare minimum, not to completely alienate the fan base,
making the wrong choice. Well, we'll go second fiddle.
My point is, bring Omar Minaya back. I think that he's, that he would help. No, that he would help.
He's with the Yankees right now. I think he's in a winning organization. Why does he want to leave to come to this mess?
Well, they said that they were going to hire a general manager, right? That Stearns is the president of baseball, and that he was always going to hire someone beneath them. I really think Omar Minaya is the guy.
I mean, and Brad, it's not a bad idea. I just don't think that he's going to do that right now. Why leave the best in baseball, the best in sports to go to Queens? And I'm just being honest. I am a diehard Met fan. If I was on the Yankees, a winning organization in any role, and they're like, listen, you can go to the Mets right now and, deal with David Stearns. I have an issue that I don't think David Stearns knows what he's doing. He has proven it now 3 seasons in a row. He, trade-wise, has no idea what he's doing. If you go back to the first year he took over the team, let's go over the big moves. What did he do? They made the playoffs the first year. What big move did he do? There weren't any. There weren't big moves. Everything was small. Everything was, I think he traded for a couple relievers and it ended up working out. Again, the team, Joey Wendell was gone the first week of the season. Zach Short, who, by the way, came back this season, was gone. Jose Iglesias worked out, but that got lucky. I mean, he didn't make these major moves where it was oh my goodness, wow, he is a genius. And then last offseason, going into 2025, they got Juan Soto, but does anybody believe that was David Stearns who did it? No chance. And then they traded, they ended up keeping Pete, but that clearly was not David Stearns. He didn't want him. That was, everyone knows, Pete Alonso sat with Steve Cohen and they talked and they basically got it done. Everybody knows it. Now, David Stearns was there, but I don't think he said a word. I think Pete Alonso's agent was there. It didn't say a word. Okay? It was Pete and Steve Cohen. And then the trade deadline last year was awful. They traded 11 people for 3 relief pitchers and Cedric Mullins, and they all backfired, and they were all gone. And then we saw what happened this offseason, and we just saw what happened now. And so far, nothing has worked. Nothing. There has not been a single trade that has worked out in the Mets' favor so far. Give me the one. Give me the trade. Don't tell me Tyrone Taylor. He was a 4th outfielder. That's not a win. Luis Torrens. That's not a win. He's a backup catcher. Those aren't wins. Tobias Myers. Freddie Peralta, not wins at all. Give me the move that he has made that has worked out. It's now 3 years. Zilch. 888-808-1019. Sean, Craig, Jeff, I'll get to you guys real quick break and come back with your phone calls, and we'll dive into more. And then we'll also get into Slaughterhouse, which I have not totally broken down yet, but I'm excited to break down Slaughterhouse to the audience. 888-808-1019. Pete Hoffman with you on the fan as we go till 2 a.m. You can always hit me up at Hoff WFAN. But here we go. Back to school. Back to work. It's almost fall, and football season is now. Is the perfect time to shop Flag and Anthem's College Game Day Collection. Let me say that again. It's almost fall, and football season is now. And it's the perfect time to shop Flag and Anthem's College Game Day Collection. Flag and Anthem has your Saturday lineup covered. Rep your alma mater or your kid's college. 17 schools to choose from and more on the way. All your favorite shirts, quarter zips, and hoodies from Flag and Anthem with officially licensed logos. Plus, shop the end of season sale. Save big on wear now gear and versatile layers you can wear today and into the fall. I love Flag and Anthem. It is my favorite clothes to wear. Visit flagandanthem.com. Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life.
29 days until the Giants kick off the season against the Cowboys.
The Giants stopped them at the 1-yard line. Holy cow!
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen & DeCrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, potholes, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line of duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decolator Cohen & DePrisco LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Are you a can kicker / procrastinator? Here's the deal with can kickers. One day that can could be a bucket, and that's not something you want to kick. When it comes to life insurance, you can't procrastinate another day because today is the day to call Big Lou. If you're 50 to 60, maybe a little porky, on meds or type 2 diabetes, you may qualify. Big Lou specializes in people with real-life health glitches because everyone's got one or two. Then Big Lou knows how to tip the scales in your favor. A $1 million term life policy may only cost about $200 a month, depending on age, health, and the policy you choose. Remember, Big Lou's like you. But when it comes to a can, he spends more time sitting on one. For affordable term life insurance today, call Big Lou at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com. When it comes to life insurance, don't kick the can. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. The Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home Celebration is here, where you'll find exceptional opportunities to drive home luxury. Now with special offers on the versatile GLC and GLE SUVs and C-Class sedan. Whether you choose gas, hybrid, or all-electric, Mercedes-Benz of Edison will help you find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. But hurry, the Welcome Home Celebration ends August 31st. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
Imagine a gentleman's club with over 200 gorgeous exotic dancers every week.
Hey, big boy.
From the people who make fantasies come true, Gallagher's 2000 in Long Island City is the place to be. Gallagher's 2000, a gentleman's club for today, gentlemen. Gallagher's 2000 features 2 floors, 3 stages, discounted drinks, VIP, champagne rooms, and dinner specials every night. Gallagher's 2000 offers complimentary lunch Thursdays and Fridays with any drink purchase.
Come on down, big boy.
Gallagher's 2000 is New York's largest upscale gentleman's club, and Gallagher's 2000's bachelor parties will blow you away. For their bachelor party specials, call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is located at 4319 37th Street in Long Island City, Queens, just a half a block north of Queens Boulevard. Call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is unlike any club in New York. Come tonight for the time of your life. Gallagher's 2000.
Let your imagination run wild.
This is attorney J.J. Hill of Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers. From Fordham to Kingsbridge, we are New York. When a multi-vehicle accident happens at Fordham Road in Grand Concourse, it's no accident. People call us first. Shulman & Hill has recovered more than $1 billion for our injured clients with no upfront fees. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. We are New York. Get a free case review. Search Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers. That's Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers.
Hey! My dad was bringing home the best birthday cake ever.
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad. That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
2 when Ray Jarvis takes over. How about that? My guy on this side of the glass right now, Jack Carty hanging out too. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. You can always hit me up at Hoff WFAN. Before we get to the phone calls, I teased it. I watched it. You should watch it. Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse. That is the name of the film. Slaughterhouse. Yes, sloth. The animal. Slaughterhouse. It is a I will break it down as quick as possible. It is a sorority that finds this animal, a sloth, and makes it their new mascot. And to get in, you got to pledge or whatever it is. And then the sloth, it gets its revenge on all the girls for whatever reason. And there's a lot of murders. And it is probably the worst movie I've ever seen, but the best worst movie I've ever seen. If you can imagine. And someone was like, oh, is it serious? Do they take themselves serious? And like in the beginning, you think maybe they do, but then there's just like a point in time where they basically, the writers and remember this, and before we get deep dive into it, when you think that you're low on the world, when you're like, oh, nothing's gonna go my way, just remember, someone greenlit a movie called Slaughterhouse and put a budget together that seemed pretty reasonable because it didn't look like a low-budget film. Someone greenlit the Slaughterhouse film. Someone read the script and said, we need to make this. Somebody said it. Of sloth, a sorority mascot, sloth, goes on a murder streak and murders the sorority girls and the pledges. A sloth. Enjoy. 888-808-1019. Jack's like, what the hell are you talking about? Tell you right now, it is worth the watch. And I said it because it's one of these movies where you're going to get a bunch of different reactions where, like, if I watched it with my wife and my kid and we couldn't stop laughing. And there was nothing, like, I don't know if there's anything scary about it, but maybe for an 8-year-old it's scary. I don't know. But it was just outrageous. There was some campiness to it. It's not like, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, that type of stuff. Maybe like Chucky, maybe a little bit like the movie Critters, but it is a must watch. It's now moved up on my top 10 worst films of all time that you have to see.
How did you come across this film? Like, did someone recommend it to you? Were you scrolling on Netflix?
So I think it was Amazon Prime, I think it was.
Okay.
So my son, my youngest, is in a phase of watching horror movies.
Okay.
And the past few nights, let's see, we went through, what was the first one we watched? We watched Megan, the first one. We watched, what was the first one that we watched? I was like, oh, you know what it was? We started with Happy Death Day. Now, some people may say that's a little bit too much for an 8-year-old, but I like to test my kid, see how he handles things.
Right, yeah.
Obviously there's a lot of sexual innuendos. He don't get those. So that's okay.
I mean, yeah.
You could say a lot of things to his face and he doesn't understand what it means. Now, I'm not saying that that's the way to go about life, but I'm just saying there's some things that right over the head.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he's not going to understand. Like, oh, okay,
Right.
Got it. Cool.
The violence wasn't too bad, but he really got a lot of the humor that was non-sexual. So I was like, all right, this is good. So then we went to the next movie, which was called Freaky. Freaky.
Okay.
It is with Vince Vaughn, and I forgot the girl who stars in it, but it's basically like a Freaky Friday where they switch bodies. And Vince Vaughn is a murderer, and he switches with a teenage girl.
Okay.
And so the murderer is now in the teenage girl's body, and the teenage girl's body is in this Vince Vaughn's body. Not as good, but okay. It was okay. Then we went to Megan. And then there was another movie that we saw in between the two that was a little bit scarier, I think. But either way, these were the type of movies we're getting to. And then all of a sudden, I put Spaceballs on for him, and just a random one. And
That's not a horror movie
not
at all.
at all.
That's a dumb comedy. Yeah.
Right. And he couldn't stop laughing.
That
so
movie's awesome.
So
yeah.
then I was like, all right, well, let's keep on going. So I found Dracula Dead Loving It. That's a horror, not really, but it was a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
And my wife is like, I can't do this right now. We got to do something different. So she went and started scrolling and just randomly came across Slotherness. It's not
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse, whatever. Slotherness.
Yeah. As soon as you're like, oh, I recommend Slaughterhouse. I looked it up, and yeah.
What's the Rotten Tomato on it?
It is. Oh, here we go. Rotten Tomatoes has it 64%.
I mean,
that's actually better than I thought it was going to be.
I've seen we sit here with CMAC and talk about movies that CMAC loves, and they're getting like 20% on Rotten Tomato. So for the fact that this got a 64, like there's something there, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a must watch. I won't lie, it's not going to be for everybody. I would say, if it was a mainstream film, that number from 64% would go down a lot lower. Most people would have like, what the hell? Why did I just waste an hour and a half?
Sure, of course.
But if you have an hour and a half to waste,
this is perfect.
Slaughterhouse.
I mean, like I will say, like those kind of horror comedy movies are kind of worth.
Yes,
like, it's like all right, like I would like to sit down and watch a silly movie like that. I actually do get a kick out of these kind of films.
They're
other
amazing.
People are like, I can't do this.
Now here's the thing: it's very stupid. But here's the problem, right? Like I can't get him to watch certain films just yet because I need to be a smart dad. Like I can't let him watch Final Destination. Great films. The first one is very serious. And then they start to get a little bit like outrageous and like where you're like laughing at the death scenes and whatnot because the things are so nuts.
Yeah.
But like that's not appropriate for him. I know that. I wouldn't do a Nightmare on Elm Street or Freddy, Friday the 13th or Halloween just yet. I think that's still a little too young.
Halloween is pretty freaky. Like Halloween is actually like
dark. Yeah.
Is a really dark movie, really about like a stalker, and you're just kind of like the music, and it's like I admit, like even now I'm like, oh, that's a little freaky.
Well, right, and then
for an 8-year-old son is different. Situation.
Right, even though it's the 70s, like I tried to do Jaws with him back in the day, he didn't care for Jaws. It's like this is stupid.
Wow, really?
But yeah, because it's 1975. Go watch The Shark. I mean, it's an animatronic, and it's not. Real.
Oh yeah, the actual shark itself. Yeah.
But for the most part, I think it's still a good movie. I think it still holds water. But like Halloween, it's just a little bit more graphic. So I try to stay away from those too dark films. Even though he likes horror films, I don't want to be too dark. I want some comedy to it. Megan was like a perfect, it was a little slow, but it still has that comedic factor a little bit, and then it gets like a little serious, and then hell breaks loose. But the best one I think was Happy Death Day because that was more humorous. And he laughed a lot, but so Slaughterhouse is where to go. I'm leaving it at that. I've said too much already. Go and watch it. All right, let's get back to these phone calls. 888-808-1019. Let's get to Sean in Old Bridge. Sean, what's going on? Welcome to the phone.
Hey, Pete. Good to hear from you.
You too, brother.
I might have to check that out. I mean,
I've
seen my share of. Well, I'll say this, and then I've seen my share of like spoof movies, and Spaceballs one of them. Yes, it is the funniest classic. Definitely recommend for any kind of spoof.
Yeah.
Same for like the first Scary Movie as well. And then I know they've done numerous of them, but the first one is always the classic one. I recommend.
Yeah, there's not many movies, horror movies, where you see a classic horror movie and then go, well, the second one's better. It's very, very rare. There may be one or two. I mean, the Scream series is okay. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street series. The first one I think is still the best one. The only one that could be considered better is Wes Craven's New Nightmare because of like the chaotic nature of it, how he pulls it into real life. That was cool, but the first one is still the original.
Can't go wrong with the original, even though they've done sequels. But of course, you can't always go wrong with the original. That's kind of like always like the icing of the cake to it.
Sure.
All right, so for the Yankees, I know it wasn't the best of their start to their opener with the Blue Jays, which happens. I thought it was like I think it could have been better, honestly. I know.
Well,
Garrett
they could have won. They lost 3-1. They scored 1 run. I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that easy when you don't have your usual 3 stars that are still on the injured list. I know Bellinger's supposed to be back shortly soon, and then not only mentioned I think Rodon's supposed to come back really soon. I know he had recently
he's had some starts in the minor leagues. Yeah, he's had rehab. He should be back in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but Carlos Rodon's not the thing. It's about Judge. It's about Stanton. It's about Bellinger. They need offensive pieces. You can't survive playing these tight games and think that you're going to win them all. Eventually, it's going to catch up. I mean, they played 500 ball in the past few weeks, where they're scoring one or 2 runs a game, 3 runs a game, and they're surviving. But it's at some point in time, it's going to catch up to them.
Yeah, I totally agree. So now this is the point in time where you have to make the most of your games, because the season is winding down. You're close to the end. You gotta get as much games in as wins as you can to at least get in a spot in the playoffs, or at least anything to try to get to the postseason.
Yeah, listen again. Starting pitching is the first part of it. It's so good that you can get to the playoffs with them. That's the first thing. All right. 888-808-1019. Let's get to Jeff in Las Vegas. Jeff, what's up, buddy?
Well, first of all, thank you for taking my call. And
yeah, of course. Thanks for making it.
Well, yeah, no problem. So just wanted to chime in on the Yankees, if I might. First of all, I am a native New Yorker. I've been watching the Yankees, since Tom Tresh was playing left field in the early 60s. And I have to say, is currently constituted, the Yankees are not going to be, they're not a championship team. Everybody, I hear a lot of banter about, when Judge comes back, when Stanton comes back, when Bellinger comes back. I'm trying to remember when it was that Judge had a stellar playoff, series of any consequence. And the other thing, too, is as far as the Yankees not hitting in the clutch, this is not new. This has been going on for at least 10 years. They have not been able to hit in high leverage situations. And the attitude that I see with the Yankees is they have sort of a laissez-faire, cavalier, nonchalant attitude that sort of reflects Boone, and I heard you mention earlier that, who knows what he says, behind closed doors. Well, it's reflected in their play. Defensively, they're terrible. They're not even a good Babe Ruth League team.
Yeah.
So, give me a break already. And, you have people here making $12 million a year. They can't even hit the cutoff man. I don't understand it. So, when you talk about, the Yankees doing whatever it is in the, postseason, they're not going to do it. They may get to the playoffs because it's everybody gets in, makes the playoffs these days just about in baseball. But that's all you can hope for. And Judge has never, ever distinguished himself.
Well, that's a great point, Jeff. And that is really, that's something that's really important to think about, that Judge has not been a playoff contributor really at all. And I know people want to say that he was big last year. He had 1 home run. It hit off the foul pole. It was a big spot, but that was it. He still hasn't been a dominant force in the playoffs. You can go back, okay, cool. He had a home run off of Clase a couple of years ago, going to the World Series, but so did Juan Soto, so did some other guys too. He has very few moments so far in his playoff tenure. That's a problem. That's got to stop. He's got to be bigger than that. He's got to be better than that. This is almost like maybe this is the best possibility for Aaron Judge. Maybe Aaron Judge wastes all his talent in the regular season and is worn down by the time the playoffs are here. Well, he's got no choice. He's sitting. And he may not come back till mid-September. So why not get healthy, rest up, and be there for, the playoff time and try to get hot then? Maybe this is the year. So I won't say that you're wrong when we're sitting and judging Aaron Judge's playoff appearances and how bad he's been. But maybe this is the year that it actually works out in his favor because he's just not having a great year because he hasn't played. And maybe that's the best thing. And maybe we could see a difference maker come playoff time. I'd love to see it. We need to see it because that's going to be, talk about his history, talk about his resume. I mean, they could win a World Series this year without him, without starting pitching. And if Giancarlo Stanton and Cody Bellinger come back and they play well, there's a possibility that they could still win a World Series because they're going to get there. They're still going to get there. And they could beat the Dodgers. They could beat the Phillies. They could beat the Braves. Their starting pitching is that good. Their bullpen is that good. So that being said, what happens if they win and Aaron Judge isn't playing? Not healthy, not contributing. Does his legacy take a hit? Does it even matter? Good question. We'll bring it up after this. 888-808-1019. But let's not forget, football's here too. Jets played last night. Giants in 12 hours. 12 hours, the Giants will kick off at MetLife. 888-808-1019. Let's talk about that and more. It's Pete Hoff with you on the Fan till Ray Jarvis at 2. Hit me up at Hoff, WFAN.
It's Evan and Tiki middays on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
If you're going to play Jaxson Dart, make it a full dress rehearsal.
That's it.
Don't make it all right, just go out there and get your feet wet type of thing. Play 10 plays, maybe be in harm's way, and then take him off the field. Just give him a real dress rehearsal.
Get Evan and Tiki on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. It's not easy being an accident victim these days. I mean, how do you choose the right lawyer? The radio, TV, buses, and billboards are filled with law firms making the same old promises, bragging about the same big results. They talk about their proven track record and hope they'll get you to sign on the dotted line. But then what? If a lawyer tells you from day one what your case is worth, please turn around and run. If a lawyer tells you how quickly they'll get your case settled, I beg you, turn around and run. The right lawyer is not a fortune teller. The right lawyer is honest, straightforward, and knows every case is different. He or she will have the experience to get you every dollar you deserve at the right time. So if you want to know your rights and you want to be told the truth, call D'Agostino & Associates today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24 and ask for me, John D'Agostino, because I've been there and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
Looking for the best waste removal on Long Island? Maggio Environmental is your partner in recycling for zero waste. From commercial recycling to full-scale construction projects, they handle it all. Lead reports, trash, and everything in between. And with spring cleanup season here, Maggio makes it easy to clear out yard debris, old furniture, and renovation waste with convenient roll-off containers. They make waste removal simple, efficient, and eco-friendly. Maggio Environmental, from the ground up, they've got you covered. Call or visit MaggioEnvironmental.com.
ethos.com today.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station. Your official station to talk Knicks. The Fan 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Eight 888-808-1019. One more hour to go. It's Pete Hoff with you on the Fan till 2 when Ray Jarvis takes over. You can always hit me up at Hoff WFAN on social media. Again, football is back, and that is the most important thing. It doesn't make a difference about the Yankees and the Mets right now or baseball. Well, with the basketball schedule came out earlier this week, who cares about anything else? Football is back. Like, we actually got here. We got to this point that the preseason games have started, that the Jets played a game yesterday. The Giants are about to, in 12 hours, they would have kicked off already by now as they play the Vikings. We get to see a little bit of Jaxson Dart, return of Cam Scottaboo. Odell Beckham Jr. is going to get some playing time. And just the optimism going into the football season. Here's the thing about football and the NFL, which is the best. It is a 17-game season. We could sit here all day and talk about how there's going to be, it's going to be a rough season. It's going to be a great season. We can make up whatever we want. It's a short season. Anything can happen. We've seen teams, you go through all sports, they start out bad, they finish good, but it's an 82-game season or, a 162-game season, and you have time to recover. In football, in the NFL, you don't have, a lot of time to recover. If you lose the first 3 or 4 games of the season, put yourself in a hole that it's basically impossible to come out of. But on the opposite side of that, you can have an amazing lucky season. And there is a possibility with that every single year. And that's why there's so much hope. I know we had a caller to start the show basically like, I can't stand, the Jets are ready, the season's ruined, and they haven't even played an actual snap yet in the regular season. It's preseason. Nobody cares about preseason. This is not Aaron Rodgers, making his way out with the running through the tunnel with the flag in his hand, and within 4 snaps, he's off the field getting carted off, and there goes the season. This is different. Expectations for the Jets are different. But you do have a few reasons to be more optimistic. And the hope is that it's more competitive. That's really what it comes down to. No more of these blowouts week after week after week. No more of a nothing burger when it comes up for offense. You want competitiveness. And I think you're going to get it from the Jets. And that was a concern. But the feel has changed over the past few weeks. Maybe it was because I was at camp on Tuesday. I don't know. But that always could do it. But I do feel that maybe, I still don't think they're going to have a great winning record. I don't think that's the case. But they could show you something and move in the right direction. And maybe there's more maturity between Aaron Glenn, taking over this team in year 2, having a guy like Frank Reich as the offensive coordinator, having a guy, Geno Smith, coming back to his old stomping grounds and being back with a team where, he started. Maybe it's full circle. And then you got to remember that no matter what anybody says about the record, about the way that they're coached, they still have 2 of the most exciting offensive pieces in the game with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. There's a possibility that really those 2 have bigger seasons. I mean, especially Garrett Wilson with a quarterback that can actually throw the ball. Like, we say what you want about Geno Smith. He has an arm. He's proven it in the past. Go to JSN in Seattle and DK Metcalf in Seattle. Like, he had good seasons in Seattle. Not the greatest, but he had good seasons. So maybe, and Garrett Wilson is a phenomenal player. He really is. I'm looking forward to seeing the 2 of them together. Offensively, there's a possibility. And blanking on the wide receiver now, but I keep on hearing about the depth chart of the wide receivers, and there's conversation that maybe there's a young wide receiver that may actually step up, and it's not the kid they drafted. Hold on, let me get his name, because I was hearing him the other day. They were talking about him. Somebody was, and just he got me excited. And then I started doing a little read up, and more than just the one person that told me. But Isaiah, where is he? Did he not play today? Isaiah Williams, yes. That is who it is. But he didn't play. Or at least he didn't catch a pass. I didn't see him being targeted at all. But either way, that is a name that I've heard he's climbing up the charts, from what I understand. Like he's above Cooper. I don't see him make. He didn't make any plays at all. I guess he didn't play. Maybe they're saving him. Either way, supposedly he's a person that could be a piece on this team. A lot of excitement behind him. So regardless, the point is, and then you got Bailey. I mean, that's the other thing. Defensively, you have some nice pieces between Arvell Reese on the Giants and Bailey with the Jets. It sounds like they're both having really good rookie camps. So there is excitement for some of these players to really, show up. And it will be nice to have good defensive pieces to go along and, and kind of counter the successful offense. Now, let's hope that both offenses are successful. Jaxson Dart's got to make a step forward. Had a good rookie season, but he's got to make a step forward too. You hope Malik Neighbors can come back and be healthy. Odell Beckham Jr., what are you going to get out of him? We're going to see a little bit of Odell today, that's for sure. He's playing. That we do know. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. You can always hit me up at Hoff WFAN, but a lot of football. We're in the mode now. We're in the zone. Let's go, baby. 888-808-1019. All right, let's get to Fran in Massapequa. Fran, what's up, buddy?
What's up, brother, man? I like the show, man. Doing a good job. You're making a lot of good points, brother.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to do
I'm 62. I'm an ex-Met fan. I know I don't want to get into the whole thing, but I gave him up. When they got rid of Alonso, that was it. It was my favorite Met, and they made some deals I didn't like. Well, I said, when they brought him back and they didn't give him a deal, and then they got rid of him, I just said, you know what? That's it for me. I'm done. And I don't want to get into the whole, how can you do that? Blah, blah, blah. That's my business. So that's it.
No, I get that. That's fine.
I'll tell you this. This is the first summer where there's no aggravation. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I thought I would care a lot more. Now, listen, I love Met fans. I don't have nothing against Met fans. I hate Yankee fans. You heard the guy call me. Think about it. Who's the best player in baseball and healthy? Aaron Judge, correct?
Yes.
And they're 14 games over 500 without him. And you got guys calling them out, the Yankees this, Yankees that, Yankees this, Yankees that. Go jump off a bridge. You couldn't last. Hold on.
Relax.
A Yankee fan couldn't last.
There's no jumping
A
over
Yankee
bridges.
fan
There's no
couldn't
jumping over
last
bridges.
one day as a Mets fan. All right, please. I don't want to.
Fran, I don't think most people can last as Mets fans. I really don't.
All right, I agree. Oh, you're not hanging up, are you?
No, I'm listening.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But listen, the Mets are pathetic. You look at now. Listen, Aaron, you just said it. I'm being honest. He's one of the best. But you know what? He doesn't play all the time. Pete Alonso plays almost every single game. He's a great guy. He's great for the team because they bring in some knucklehead. It's because this is the problem with sports. This is the problem. You get these billionaires.
Yes.
You get these billionaires. They buy a team. He might be brilliant at buying, art and doing his little deals on Wall Street and all of that. But when it comes to baseball, he's horrible. He brings in this guy because he says to himself, "Oh, I did this with all my money and made this and made that. Oh, let me bring in a little brainiac." I am so sick of the word analytics. You could take that. You could put some grease on it, and you know what you can do with it. Not you. I mean, the analytic guys.
Well, I appreciate, Fran, that you're not
Hold
telling
on
me
second.
to do that. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and definitely not you. But this analytic thing, the guy said it before. The feeling is everything. I played the game. There's plays where you're nervous. There's plays where you're confident. It's a feeling. This analytic, hold on. How are the analytics with the Mets? I mean, this guy should be made an example of publicly. That analytics, listen, they're like anything else. They help. But the bottom line is this. The players got to go in the box. The guy's got to pitch. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm sick and tired of it. And the Mets, and I love the Mets fans, the New York Mets have ruined baseball.
Nah,
You
I
can't
don't think the
even
Mets,
watch them.
I don't think the Mets
You
ruined
can't
baseball,
even watch.
Fran.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
I
got
go
just
quickly.
1 more second.
One
Go
more
ahead.
second. Go quickly.
Quick, you heard the guy call it before. Oh, play Vientos and this. You made the perfect point. It's like having a brand new Mercedes-Benz. You got 4 different ball tires on it, all right? And you know what I mean? You got a carburetor that's the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? You're putting diesel fuel in the car.
Yes.
It's just they know how to ruin everything. And I'm so glad that I only hear it. I put it on to watch the kids here and there, but there's no feelings anymore. I love Pete Alonso. They screwed up. Getting rid of him was the worst thing they ever did. God bless you, brother.
Friend. Thank you very much. I think you got it all out. Didn't want to make it about Pete Alonso, but it's been, about 4 minutes on Pete Alonso. I will add one thing about Pete Alonso. Did you see what they did today in Baltimore? Or yesterday, I should say?
No.
Guess who led off the game?
Pete Alonso.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete Alonso is the leadoff hitter for the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know why they're doing it. It's basically, and he called himself as I guess I see myself. I guess I could be like the Kyle Schwarber from the right side, but that's a strategy there. That is I don't know why you want to do it, but that is a strategy to have Pete Alonso lead off the game. And this is part of it too. Think about this. He leads off the game. Okay, what does that really mean? He's probably only doing it to start off the game. Okay. But now you get into the second, third, fourth inning, or whatever it is. Second time up at bat, who's batting in front of him? The 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters, right? Are they getting on base? Are they getting hits? Are they they're probably a backup catcher or the starting catcher, the worst outfielder that's playing that day. We're talking about guys that really aren't top-level players, top-level hitters. They're batting in front of him. He's not driving in runs. Well, what is going through their head? I mean, listen, I get it. Kyle Schwarber's been successful. I don't know if it's going to work for Pete Alonso, but that was just an odd thing that I saw. Listen, everyone knows Pete Alonso would have been better if he was here. Or the Mets would have been better if Pete Alonso was here. He's not. It's over. We'll see him in September. And I guess we can just call it a year. And then who knows what happens with baseball? There might be no baseball next year. And this is how we have to spend 2 years. And Fran, good thing you quit now, because the Mets fans have to spend 2 years of nothing. A season that was basically dead on arrival, and then the 2027 that might not have any baseball whatsoever. 888-808-1019. John is in Manhattan. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Pete? Thanks for taking my call. Few things to talk about real quick. First, horror movies.
Yes.
Whatever you do, don't let your is it son or daughter? I can't remember.
Son.
Try to space your son to watching The Exorcist until he's like 18 or 21.
Yeah,
I have serious movie.
Yes, there's certain movies. It's funny, John. There's certain movies where I'm just like, okay, this one scared the crap out of me. I'm not touching this one with him because I like him to get to bed eventually.
After you watch that, nothing else scares me. And we lived in my family and we live in Woodside, and I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut. I actually played youth baseball and football with Mo Vaughn, and I grew up there. And Kevin Morton played safety in our high school championship team, and I played middle linebacker. And Kevin went on to play Big East Pitcher of the Year at Seton Hall, and then the Red Sox, and he blew out his shoulder. He went up with Mo. But anyway, so I grew up in the area. But Exorcist is brutal. And we lived in a haunted house in Woodside. We had to move out of it in 2020 during COVID. And my 2-year-old daughter got sick in that house, literally got cancer. She beat it. We moved, never brought her back to that house.
Wow.
And I had all these recordings. But anyway, on a lighter note, the Jets, the defense they were tackling today. They were popping. They were tackling the first defense. When the first defense left the field, things changed, obviously. So I don't want to take too much stock in a preseason game, obviously. And Gino didn't play, and we have a tough, first string O-line. And the Jets usually perform better in the regular season when they lose a few preseason games, quite honestly.
Well, again, but it's preseason. But I mean, listen, like there's certain things you want to see, but you can't watch it and go.
You can't judge it on the third or fourth string quarterback.
No.
It's very difficult, right?
I can't be worried about if they win or lose the game either. Like I just can't,
No, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we beat the Packers last year. I remember in preseason, but hopefully we'll have a decent season. I think the Giants are going to do very well. There were 7 games on the fringe that they could have easily won, and they could have easily gotten into the playoffs if those went the other way.
Yeah.
The other thing was, I forgot the other thing actually. Probably Mets. Let's see. I have a Bobby Valentine impersonation that's not quite as equivalent to Gio's Francesa.
Okay.
And all my friends are like, you got to call in because this is like my 5th time calling in. I've been listening since the early 90s. But I got to tell you, Big Al Leiter told me to call in and do the Bobby Valentine impersonation. Anyway, that's just a little extra.
Did you put the glasses on? Did you put the glasses and the mustache?
And the mustache. Yeah, I got the disguise.
You nailed it. No, that's pretty good. Listen, I've spoken to Bobby quite a few times. You have
great manager. I used to go to a sports bar a lot in Stanford.
Yeah.
He grew up in Stanford. He went to Rippon High School, and he was all state in 4 sports, not just 3: football, basketball, baseball, but also track. And tremendous guy, tremendous athlete. And now I don't know if he was the athletic director for Sacred Heart, which is my alma mater.
I think he's on the West Coast. When we called him, because he was on not too long ago with Carton, and maybe he just was out there for vacation or whatever, but he was on the West Coast at the time. So
you want to hear one other funny connection?
Sure.
One of Carton's best friends, I went to middle school with in Stanford, King's School. I won't give his name, but they call each other opening day of baseball every year. And he does it on the fan, but his locker was right next to mine. We played on the basketball team together and everything. Chris B. in Stanford. So a lot of these, connections here in the tri-state area. But great to talk to you, Pete.
John, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, good. When you get home, when you have a chance, you should put on The Exorcist and bring your family.
Negative. We actually listen to this. The house in Woodside. We had a priest from St. Margaret's Church. My wife's from Columbia. She's Catholic and everything. Come by 3 times and do the holy water, everything. The energy went away. I recorded all these recordings. I sent them to the Ghost Adventure show with that guy Zach Baggins.
Yeah,
they wanted to come film in the house, but she ran it by the priest. The priest said, "No, negative. That's conjuring." And we're like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Okay, let's just not. We got to get out of here."
But anyway, just leave.
I know. We did. We left. We got out of there. It was brutal.
That's crazy, John. Well, yeah. I'm happy. And God bless your daughter too. I mean, that's
probably
crazy.
From being a Jets fan my whole life, bringing in all these. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's doing great. All right, Pete.
John, you have a good one.
Have a good one, man.
Take care.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
888-808-1019. That's crazy story, by the way. The best part about that story is that his daughter beat cancer, which is, that's phenomenal. But when it comes down to all the exorcism stuff, like I've heard some crazy stuff that you just don't want to get too close to it. Don't want to get involved. Don't go house hunting. Don't do all that stuff. Like I'll watch a movie. That's as far as I want to get to it. 888-808-1019. Rocco is in Dick Hills. What's up, Rocco?
Hey, what's going on, Hoff? How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, so I have 2 points. One about the Giants, one about the Yankees. First off, it's definitely a hot take. It may be an unpopular opinion, and also I might just be a little biased, but I think come like late December time, the Giants are going to be in the hunt for the division. and I'll tell you why. I think that Jaxson Dart isn't going to have to play as much hero ball this year. They got him a lot more help on the O-line, obviously. I think Isaiah Likely is going to be a menace across the middle of the field. And they got Patrick Ricard, and that dude was a nose tackle at University of Maine, and he was bashing heads in the AFC North for the last, 7 years?
Yeah.
And you put him in front of Scatterboo, and I just think that it's a wrecking ball, and it just takes a lot of pressure off of Dart. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it pans out, but that's just, just my opinion.
No, I mean, listen, I think that those two players are going to be. Listen, when you're part of Harbaugh's, crew, like it makes it a little bit easier to the transition. Like, you're bringing in two veterans. Isaiah Likely, by the way, who could have been the starting tight end for the Ravens if it wasn't for Mark Andrews. I mean, Andrews is a beast,
exactly.
and Likely would always eventually take over that role because Andrews was out for X amount of time because of injuries every year. But Likely, I mean, was phenomenal. Like you could have just made him a starting tight end.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's not that blocking is his strength, but he's actually a half decent blocker as well. But I mean, just in terms of what he brings to, the receiving room, I mean, he's basically a bona fide 6'5", 240 receiver who can move. I mean, he was out there juking people out of their socks, when he was on Baltimore.
Yeah.
So it was impressive to see somebody that size go and do that. But nonetheless, I guess time will tell.
Yeah, and I do agree with you what you said earlier too. Like I don't know if they're going to be if he's not going to have to try to go out and win games, if it's going to be on his shoulders, Jaxson Dart, maybe the pressure is going to be off him a little bit. I do hope the defense steps up a little bit more. I mean, Arvell Reese, I mean, I keep on hearing, and Rocco, thanks so much for the phone call. I keep on hearing so much about Reese in these camps, how he's the real deal, how he just hits differently. You put him next to Brian Burns, who last year was able to get to the quarterback how many times? You're talking about, now listen, you had Dexter Lawrence on this team last year. How much of an impact did Dexter Lawrence have with allowing Brian Burns to get to the quarterback? I think that he had a significant part of it. Not a significant, but I think he definitely helped out. So Dexter Lawrence isn't there anymore. But Kayvon's there, and I think actually Brian Burns helped Kayvon get to the quarterback more because that's how good Brian Burns is. They got to double team him. Kayvon just didn't finish as much. Wasn't able to. He put a ton of pressure on the quarterback, but wasn't able to finish as much. That being said, though, you have an opportunity with these linebackers, with the guys up the middle in the trenches, to get to the quarterback, to be able to make them scramble, cause chaos. Now it's going to be up to the secondary. Like, is Holland, is a Debo, whether it's Deontay Banks, or if they have to make a trade and bring somebody else in. Like, do they have the secondary to really be able to shut down these wide receivers? Because I feel like they're going to have the quarterbacks on the move the entire time. And that's a good thing. But can they shut down the top-end wide receivers? Their secondary's really got to step it up. But we got Tremaine Edmonds, too, which we have to see how he's going to hold up. I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things. I liked Bobby Okereke. Guy hasn't found a job yet, if I'm correct, which is amazing. And I thought that he was a solid player, always making tackles. So he was always all over the field, but maybe that's the reason why he was all over the field, because he was out of position, maybe getting, but I'm not dogging Bobby Okereke because I think he's a great player. But I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed on this Giant team. So a lot of optimism going into the season. And now it's about, let's see if Jaxson Dart can make the step forward. And you have a good coach who has been successful with Flacco, with Lamar Jackson, hasn't won anything in a while. But, I mean, you got the young kid. You have some talented pieces on offense. And really the biggest thing was structure. You needed to have a coach that could tell these kids, tell these players, This is how it's done. This is what I expect out of you. This is what you have to do. Last year, the one thing, it wasn't even just last year, but for years, accountability has been a big issue with both of the local teams. It's just the reality. Whether it was, the Jets, whether it was the Giants, the amount of, on defensive plays, that offsides, people jumping offsides and not really getting held accountable. I'm trying to remember who it was that was notorious last year, who just was awful on the Giants, who there were so many plays. I don't think it was Kayvon. I'm blanking on who it is now. But there was one game where you just basically looked and go, this is just, you basically lost the game. With the amount of offsides that were in crunch time situations, all you had to do was make one stop and you gave up a first down. It just was the accountability aspect of allowing some guys to play. Maybe it's also because the rosters were a little bit shallow. That's got to change. And with a guy like John Harbaugh, I think that's definitely going to change for sure. 888-808-1019. About 30 minutes left for me. It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan. Phone lines are open. Whatever you want to talk about, Jets, Giants. If you want to talk about the Mets and the Yankees, please feel free to do so. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. It's Pete Hoffman. You can always hit me up at Hoff, WFAN. And here we go. Back to school. Back to work. It's almost fall and football season. So now is the perfect time to shop Flag and Anthem's College Game Day collection. Flag and Anthem has your Saturday lineup covered. Rep your alma mater or your kid's college. 17 schools to choose from and more on the way. All your favorite shirts, quarter zips, and hoodies from Flag and Anthem with officially licensed logos. Plus, shop the end of season sale. I'm telling you right now, it's not just for you. It could be for your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. Whoever, your partner. The clothes are phenomenal. My wife loves them. I love them. Save big on wear now gear and versatile layers you can wear today and into fall. So visit flagandanthem.com. Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life.
It's a hot time in the summertime with Stateside. Meet WFAN at the Stateside Beach Bash at the Salt Shack in Babylon, the ultimate end of summer party on Long Island. Join us for a live broadcast with Evan Roberts and Sean Morash, featuring Jerry Recco on Friday, August 28th at 10 a.m. It's an end of summer party with Stateside and the Fan broadcasting live.
Imagine a gentleman's club with over 200 gorgeous exotic dancers every week.
Hey, big boy.
From the people who make fantasies come true, Gallagher's 2000 in Long Island City is the place to be. Gallagher's 2000, a gentleman's club for today, gentlemen. Gallagher's 2000 features 2 floors, 3 stages, discounted drinks, VIP, champagne rooms, and dinner specials every night. Gallagher's 2000 offers complimentary lunch Thursdays and Fridays with any drink purchase.
Come on down, big boy.
Gallagher's 2000 is New York's largest upscale gentleman's club, and Gallagher's 2000's bachelor parties will blow you away. For their bachelor party specials, call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is located at 4319 37th Street in Long Island City, Queens, just a half a block north of Queens Boulevard. Call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is unlike any club in New York. Come tonight for the time of your life. Gallagher's 2000.
Let your imagination run wild.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
This portion of the program is brought to you by police officers RightToSue.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Accident victims, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm. What do you think matters most when you have to hire the right lawyer? Experience? Well, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I've handled tens of thousands of cases and recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for people just like you. To me, what matters most is that I actually care. I'm going to make sure you have a say in what happens with your case. You, me, and our entire team of over 50 trained professionals are going to fight together to get you every dollar you deserve. Because for me, it's personal. Your pain has a price, and we're going to make sure the insurance company pays. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you 24/7. So give me a call today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. And ask for me, John D'Agostino. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Your official station to talk Jets. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
Oh, yeah. About 25 minutes left for me, and then Ray Jarvis takes over. It's Pete Hoffman with you on The Fan. 888-808-1019. That's the number to call. You always hit me up at Hoff WFAN. I wanted to bring something up because I know that contracts in baseball are through the roof. Contracts in sports are through the roof and ridiculous. But you have a team in the Yankees right now that everyone's sitting there going, how good can they be? Can they really win? They can't win without Aaron Judge, whatever. And they're doing a good job of staying where they want to as far as payroll goes. They don't want to hit the luxury taxes of the Dodgers and the Mets. Okay, fine. Mets, on the other hand, they spend up the wazoo, and they are one of the worst teams in baseball. And they have a player in Juan Soto who's making a ton of money. And he's going to make a lot of money, especially when he opts out. And the Mets, if they choose to, they're going to say, no, you can't. We're going to give you more money to stay with us. That being said, the reason why I bring this up is because there's Dodgers who, have a great rotation. We talk about the rotations, best rotations in baseball. Right now, the Yankees, I think, have it with Schlittler and Cole and Fried. But the Dodgers have a very good rotation. Whether it's Glass now, when he comes back. They got Tariq Skubal. They got Yamamoto. Sasaki's had moments. But again, Glass now when he comes back. They just got Blake Snell back. And they're eventually going to get back Shohei Ohtani. I think he's been shut down, though, pitching-wise. And this is not his first year he's been shut down. So I asked the question. We talk about absurd contracts. We talk about all this stuff of like, how much is somebody worth? Shohei Ohtani is making $70 million a year to be a two-way player. And this is now the second year with the Dodgers that he really can't be a two-way player. He's still successful. He's still a good offensive piece. No one's going to sit there and say that he's not. But he's not pitching. He's not, let's put it this way. This year he's batting .290, 27 home runs, 74 RBIs. Good. Very good. Is that a $70 million player? Is he a $70 million player? He's got an OPS of 935. He's only struck out, he struck out a lot, 118 times. That's still good amount. At least a strikeout per game. But 126 hits, 24 doubles, 2 triples, stolen bases, not as much as he had a few years ago when he had 59. Remember that one year he had 54 home runs, 130 RBIs, 59 stolen bases. He was unbelievable. Yeah, like MVP, clearly. This year, though, 27 home runs, 74 RBIs, 292 batting average, 935 OPS. So that's good. Is he top dog? Is he the best in the league? Is that $70 million? Is that worth it? And then you go to his pitching, which, again, he's a good pitcher. No one's saying that he's not a good pitcher. But he's pitched 85 innings. His ERA is stupid. It's 1.79. 85 innings he's pitched. I mean, and that's in 14 games. So he's pitched in 14 out of the 162. Is that $70 million worth? But that's what we talk about. Like, is Juan Soto worth that much money? Is Aaron Judge worth the amount of money? Aaron Judge, they have not won a championship with Aaron Judge. The Yankees have not won a championship with Aaron Judge. Yet, they're still one of the best teams in baseball. He has been playing it all the past couple months. So I really want to know. Because to me, I look at it and go, I mean, what's important? To have the best player or the best players in baseball, the best players in the sport, or for them to actually produce like they're the best players in the sport, right? And that's where like a lot of this analytical stuff and the value, well, hey, listen, you don't have to spend all this money on Shohei Ohtani. You could just go and get, Jared Young and Jorge Polanco and go down the list of all the guys that if you make it put together, they'll turn into something that's equivalent of close to Shohei Ohtani, which not even comes close. It's about wins and losses. And that's really what matters is wins and losses. The numbers that they produce are never going to come up to one Shohei Ohtani. It doesn't make a difference. Like you can't have 7 people play the positions that Aaron Judge plays and then say, oh, well, if you put them together, though, they'll have the same amount of numbers as Aaron Judge. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, Aaron Judge is the best at his position. And Shohei Ohtani is a great DH. By the way, he's a DH. He doesn't even play in the field. He's DH. Which I love that old school DH where it's like, hey, this is what you do. You're just a hitter. $70 million to be a DH. That's David Ortiz territory. But that's the question. Like, what is more important? Is it more important just to get the best guys and spend a stupid amount of money? Or go out there and be like, listen, I think that the analytics are going to work out that we go and play smart. And the reality is right now in baseball, it's better to go and spend the money properly, but spend the money because the Dodgers show that they're back there every year. The Phillies are going to show that they're going to be in the playoffs again. The Braves do a little bit of both. They're a really good team. How far can they go? They spend money in a different way. If you look at what the Braves do, they are a quick sign the prospect before they even hit like arbitration years. Like buy them out of the first 3 or 4 years of arbitration, and you get them on stupid deals. Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, even Matt Olson. I mean, the amount of money that they're paying these guys is peanuts compared to Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. But the point is, it's like that's baseball in a nutshell. 888-808-1019. I that's the honest question that I have. I have no answer for it. I have an opinion. I think that you're better off just going and spending the money on people that are reliable rather than taking a guess and being like, well, this analytical says this, that, the other thing. No, just get the reliable asset. Go do that. But we'll see. I mean, maybe one day David Stearns will put it all together. 888-808-1019. Let's get back to these phone calls quick before I head out of here, and then Ray Jarvis for you. Tony's in Montreal. Tony, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, my favorite man? Hoff, I love you, and I listen to you whenever you're on. It make me happy, man. Listen to me. You're not right. You're not wrong. But I'll tell you this, okay? The Yanks are a conservative team, and they're not going to use deferred contracts. We had this conversation maybe last year. The LA, is carrying deferred contracts. Let's say $500 million at 7%, which is what they're carrying it at. That means they got to come up with $35 million just to carry those deferred contracts, right? So where are they getting that money? They're getting it from advertising from the East, Japan, Taiwan, etc. The Yanks don't have that market. So they're going to go after the Shohei Ohtanis. But you know what? I don't believe that makes the team win. You may think, I agree with you. These superstar players they're at the top of the bill, and they're great to watch. But guess what? When I was growing up, a team out of Oakland won 3 world championships in a row, and none of those players were superstars. But they had the best. They had the best manager. They had the best chemistry. They had the best ability to win, and they had the ability to win in tight games with great pitching. Blue Moon Odom, Vida Blue. These are all rookie guys that came out of nowhere. And the old days, you used to go out, and when I say old days, I'm talking about 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, even up to the 80s. You actually go out and scout these guys. But then baseball changed with analytics when it came into Billy Ball, right? So everyone thought that was the magic wand. The Red Sox used that, and they won a couple of World Series. But you're right. You could have the best baseball player individual in the world, Judge, but that doesn't guarantee a win because he doesn't have the accoutrement around him. And one of the most important things, Hoff, is the coach, the guy that pulls the trigger. You gotta give the Dodgers credit for their manager. He knows when to pull the trigger, as opposed to Toronto's manager, who's from Jersey. I like him, but I'm sorry, he made way too many mistakes in last year's World Series. And when I go back and I watch Billy Martin, Billy Martin was a killer of a coach. This guy wanted to win and do anything to win. And when I was watching the Yanks and Thurman Munson and Reggie and all this guy wanted to win. Okay, and Steinbrenner wanted to win. The question is, Hoff, your generation of people that are watching sports,
Right.
You have Gretzky in New York, but that doesn't guarantee a Stanley Cup. A guy like Messier is an animal. He's a guy that'll punch your lights out. He's a guy that'll score 3 goals. He's a guy with the brass tea bags to say, you know what? I'm guaranteeing a win.
Yeah.
You know when he said that, half of New York almost fell off their stools, right?
Yeah.
They said, this guy's on something else. But guess what? New York loves those kind of players. When Reggie says, I'm the guy that stirs the drink, we're looking for those kind of guys. You know, I'm 67, Hoff. And those guys, the way they played when I was 8, I still remember. And you look at guys today, okay? You mentioned a couple of players that play on they used to play on the Yankees, but they got the big bucks and they're in New York right now. Are they really at the caliber of these former stars that played for almost, I won't say they didn't play for nothing. They played for money that back then that was big money. But the difference, Hoff, is that the players in the past, okay, had the Joe Frazier attitude out of Philadelphia. Poor, they need the game, they respect the game, and they know to win, they need their teammates around them.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the way it works. You know, that's the way it works in football. That's the way it works in baseball. But we got away from that because what we're telling the general public is, look, we have this star. His name is Ohtani. Whether we win or lose, come to the park, buy our products, buy our merchandise, advertise for us. That's what it's all about today. You don't have to win. You win at the box office. You win at the profit line. And that's what it's about today. People like me that are looking at baseball because we love to see the Yanks win, we're the dumb ones. Because we're the guys that think that the teams that are the ownership consortiums are interested in making Hoff happy, making Tony happy. No, they want to make coin. They want to make bags of coin. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And you know what? The guy that everyone criticized, Steinbrenner, he's a wealthy man. He owned the steamship line, but you know what? He put his money where his mouth was, and he went out and got players. And you know what? Those kind of owners, I know the Steinbrenners are still involved, but it's a different game today because it's about capitalization. The Yanks are worth close to billions of dollars.
Well, yeah. I mean, you see
who just got sold? The Lakers got sold for $12 billion. I mean, these franchises are ridiculous. The amount of money they make, the amount of money they're worth.
The Expos were purchased by the Bronfman family, which is a New York family, for something like $6 million or $8 million or $10 million. $10 million, and you bought a National League franchise back then in '69.
Yeah.
You know, Hoff, the game has changed right now. And, you know, like when I listen to the sportscasters today, like you unfortunately have the game in front of you that has evolved into more like, and I'm just talking about baseball, even the basketball realm is the same. And until we got Jalen this year and Hart and OG and Cat, that's what transformed New York. It turned New York upside down. Why? Because the team led by Jalen Brunson loved each other. And that's what a lot of people say, oh, well, the Yankees hated each other and they fought and this and that. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So what? But when they went on the field, you run Thurman Munson or you run.
And it's funny, Tony. I was talking to and thanks so much for the phone call. I was talking to my dad actually yesterday morning before I came to work, and we were just talking about a bunch of stuff. And one thing that came up was about like players back in the day. You know, in the off season, they went and worked real jobs. Like they went and worked. You know, they had to. That's how they made money. You know, these guys, they go on vacation, they go enjoy their life. And again, I'm not criticizing it all. Like, God bless. I'm happy that they make money because I get a ton of entertainment out of it. But I'm just really asking the question, like, breaking it down a team. I know you need to have like the intangibles. You need to have a lot of different assets. You know, playmakers and you need talent, and the analytics come into it now. There's so many thoughts going into it, the money ball aspect, but like, what is the best way to build a team? And you look at a guy like Shohei Ohtani, $70 million. The guy is not getting paid to do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be a guy who was a two-way player. He's half of a two-way player. And he's not even half of a two-way player all the time. And this year is that, while good, he's not, MVP caliber. He'll probably win it because everyone loves to kiss his ass. But do I think that Shohei Ohtani is the MVP of the National League this year? I don't think so. I don't think he's that great. I mean, if that's the case, then we might as well just give it to Juan Soto because he played half a season, and his numbers are fantastic. I mean, what are we doing here? But yeah, listen, baseball, all sports are different. There was something else that Tony said that I wanted to pounce on. It was about the Knicks winning a championship. It's funny. Listen, Justin Pugh was in studio with Carton earlier yesterday at around 5:00, and he brought up the fact that he's a Philly guy, but once he got drafted by the Giants, he just turned over to being a New York fan. And he's like, that's the one regret he had was he didn't win a Super Bowl with the Giants. They won a Super Bowl just before he got here. He wasn't able to win a Super Bowl with them. But to see the Knicks win a championship, it's like one of those things where the energy it's back in the city again.
To have a championship, it's such a big deal. That's why, the Yankees, they got to go out and win one. This is what pissed me off
at the deadline, that they didn't go out and make bigger splashes for offensive pieces. But that's why the football season, it's early. Don't get so pessimistic already that this teams are dead. Let's let it happen. Let the teams die. 17-game series season. 17 weeks. Enjoy every single one. It's a very short, quick season. Let's not talk about preseason game one of the season being over, please. Thank you to Jack Carty, Alex Azorm, everyone who made a phone call, everyone that hit me up at Hoff WFAN on all social media. I had fun. I'm going to be out for a week. Going on vacation. I'll see you next week. But right now, coming up, Ray Jarvis on the Fan. You guys have a good one.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. WFAN.